Shot blocked in front, Salak looking for the finally fires goal! Yuri Pastuka ties it! 2-2 as Yuri Pastuka for Paul, the giveaway. Florida has it. Corner score! Melanson standing beside Erickson. He's pumping the crowd up. Listen to this. It's getting ready to go down. They have it back behind the net. On the attack here, inside the line, Lathan. Four shot, hit wide, and rebound. He couldn't get the far play. What a save made there. LaBelle powers his way up the left wing. Top of the near side circle, fires one. They score! Rolling Kramer across. The shot in front, he scores! Roman Kramer wins the game in overtime. 4-3 the final. And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome live inside the Florence Center in Florence, South Carolina. Twin City Thunderbirds hockey. Kendall Grayson with you as always. Thank you for tuning in. This is the pregame show to tonight's broadcast. And we're glad to have you along for what perhaps is going to be the biggest weekend of the season. It will certainly be the biggest weekend of the season up to now, as the Thunderbirds have 3 games on the road with the team right next to them in the standings. And we'll have a look at that and see what it looks like, but it is tight. The Thunderbirds do have a game in hand on the IceCats. But right now, the Thunderbirds in 4th place with 43 points. Pee Dee's right behind them with 42. Thunderbirds again have 1 game in hand, and there's going to be 5 remaining matchups in this 13-game season series. Thunderbirds have won 6 of the first 8 played head-to-head, including a perfect record here in this building. They'll look for another win here tonight. At the top of the Continental Division standings, the Monroe Moccasins, who the Thunderbirds will see behind enemy lines on the road for the only time next weekend. There'll be a 2-game series against the division leaders. On the Empire Division side of things, the Binghamton Black Bears continue to win. They have posted back-to-back wins since their losses, of course, to the Thunderbirds on home ice 2 weekends ago. And the Thunderbirds did not play last weekend. They had an idle section of the schedule in which there were no games, and so they were off last weekend following the 2 road wins at Binghamton, and they'll get back to action here tonight. We've got a 7:15 start tonight, a 7:15 start tomorrow night, same place, and then on Sunday we're right back here again for the 3rd game of the weekend, and that game will begin at 3:15 on Sunday. I'd like to say hello to everyone watching the pregame show on YouTube and Facebook, and of course welcome in our radio listeners through our partners, WTOB Radio. So we have a look at the standings. We can also have a look now at the schedule. And as we always do, we'll keep you updated on the out-of-town scoreboard report with what we have from around the league tonight. It's going to be Topeka on the road against Biloxi. Binghamton will have a road game against Port Huron. Monroe will play host to Athens. Blue Ridge playing host to Watertown. Indiana traveling to Danbury. And the Columbus River Dragons with a game later on tonight against the Baton Rouge Zydeco. And again, we will keep you updated as we always do all throughout the games. The Thunderbirds with a bit of movement, and that was going into today. And so it's now just a few hours ago that it was a transaction to add Caleb Melanson. Caleb Melanson will return, but he is not going to play in tonight's game. He's not activated for tonight. There will be a number 39 out there, however, as Igor Ramanow has changed numbers from 23 to 39. So Ramanow will wear 39 now permanently throughout the remaining games of the season. Caleb Melanson, when we see him this weekend, he is going to wear number 15. So Melanson last wore 39. a few weekends ago against the Blue Ridge Bobcats. He is going to wear 15 when he makes his debut on the weekend. Won't be his debut of the season, of course, but his debut here on the weekend, and that is expected to be tomorrow. And so we can see the most recent transactions. Christopher Mott has gone to the SPHL. Michael Mania, unfortunately, had to be placed on a 15-day IR. And then the good news is, Thunderbirds fans, 2 players returning back from the injured reserve with James Farmer and Yuri Pastuka activated from the IR. And so that's good news to have them back. Also, the Thunderbirds recently completed a trade with Biloxi to move Richard Dorina off the roster to the Breakers. And so that's what it looks like, and that brings us to now our full lineup. So here's the lineup as it looks like tonight, and this is the roster. So these are the players that are active on the roster. This does not include the late signing today of Caleb Melanson, although he will not play tonight. But it's a full look at a picture of what the roster looks like. At the forward position, Jacob Schnapp, Gus Ford, John Butita, Jan Salak, Roman Kramer, Corey Cunningham, Zach White, Nate Keeley, Yuri Pastuka, and Michael Mania. 8 defenders now on the roster: Cade Hanley, Connor Craig, Matt Garcia, Josh LaBelle, James Farmer, Troy Harwell, Dion Demke, and Igor Ramanow. We see he has changed to 39. Boris Babbitt will be the starting goaltender tonight in number 35, and Chad Purdy, the backup, in 72. All right, we will now go to the leaders and see what it looks like here for the team leaders on each side. Gus Ford continues to lead the Thunderbirds on the point side of things with 53 on the season. Zach White with 43. Zach White, unfortunately, will not be in the lineup tonight. Josh LaBelle has 36. Boris Babbitt looking to improve on his .914 save percentage. And Alexander Levkov on the other side leading in points with 54. Patrick Marcinkiewicz with 46. And Dominic Marcinkiewicz with 44. And so the officials have hit the ice now. We have officially 9 minutes until we're going to get going, but the Thunderbirds are out now. And so we had a 7:15 scheduled start, but with the Thunderbirds stepping out of the ice at 7:06. I was not planning on this. And so for our listeners on WTOB radio, we're going to have to stay right here, unfortunately, and we'll not be able to step aside for any type of a pregame, as we certainly can't be away when they play hockey. And the Thunderbirds have gone to the bench here again at 7:06 as we have the time here local for a 7:15 puck drop. Typically, we know that we have our pregame show 15 minutes before the scheduled and advertised puck drop time. I come on and go through things and take a look at what's going on and preview the matchup. However, again, the Thunderbirds are out there now, and so they are either really early or we're just still waiting on the IceCats. So let's try to get this 5-minute break in. We'll take this pregame show break, and hopefully, well, they sounded the horn for the IceCats, I think, to step out of the tunnel. And so we'll just be put into the holding pattern. They are going to start the pregame ceremony. And so, again, we'll just stay right here with you just to be safe here on this Friday night. And take a look at what it'll look like tonight for the Thunderbirds. But again, the Thunderbirds looking to win here on the road again in this facility. They've had success against the IceCats here this season. And trying to win a game head-to-head for the 7th time this year. It is a busy season schedule. There's 12 head-to-head matchups against the Blue Ridge Bobcats. The only team that the Thunderbirds will see more this season will be this team right here in the IceCats. So this is going to be the 9th matchup of the season, games 9, 10, and 11. And then the final 2 games of the season series will be later on in April in back-to-back games. The Thunderbirds will have the IceCats on home ice on Friday, April 3rd. And then we'll see our final game, the regular season, scheduled against the IceCats here on the road on April the 4th, as they roll the intro and the projection that goes out on the ice. And if you're watching on the video side of things on YouTube and Facebook, they have the shot of the crowd and the shot of the video board, actually. And so they're showing that for now. So again, just to play it safe, we'll stay here with you so we don't miss puck drop or anything that will follow. I think the Thunderbirds may have stepped out a little bit soon, as they are, again, the only team that is out there, and they've got their players standing in the blue line. While the projection goes, they'll have the projection, then the intro video, and then the IceCats will hit the ice. And so, again, we can go back and have a look at the standings. And, again, this is very important hockey that's on the way this weekend. We've been talking about it, and for the folks that joined us for the Coach Harry Show, and you, of course, could see the Coach Harry Show live on Tuesdays and then get the replay on YouTube on Thursdays, get the published product. But we certainly talked about this series and how important it was going to be with the Thunderbirds sitting 1 point ahead of the IceCats and having these 3 head-to-head games this weekend. In the FPHL, a regulation victory will give you 3 points. And so there are 9 points that are on the table for the Thunderbirds to try to go get tonight or throughout the course of the weekend. 3 tonight, 3 tomorrow, then 3 on Sunday. And so it's possible that this time Sunday night, we're talking about the Thunderbirds with a 10-point lead. And then it's also possible it could go the other way. And so this is going to really swing momentum in what's projected to be a battle really for the final playoff spot. At least for now, Columbus has a pretty good gap ahead of the Thunderbirds, and it's a pretty good gap behind the IceCats down to the Zydeco. And so right now, this is shaping up to be the battle for the final playoff spot. A lot can change. There's still 23 games remaining in the season for the Thunderbirds. But you certainly don't want to be late in the season and look back to this weekend and not have gotten the results that you wanted. And on the other side, if you do get the results you want, and you can build on what is right now a 3-game winning streak entering tonight's game. It's a 4-game winning streak against the IceCats overall that goes back several months now. And you can build on that. That'll give you all types of momentum going into the series against Monroe and the home games against Watertown later this month. So they are now announcing the IceCats and their starters. And so we'll come back live on the video side and have a look at that. The national anthem, as it always is presented here on the broadcast by American Elevator Company. Geico of Winston-Salem has the starting lineup: Pine Tree Tavern first period, Flow second period, and Culver's third period. And so we can see the Thunderbirds right now out on the blue line. They've been there for several minutes, and I think they just came out really early there as I was, of course, preparing to go to the weekend preview interview with Coach Harrison. We'll have to wait and see that one again tomorrow, as we'll try to make sure that the pregame timing is a little bit synced up more accurately tomorrow. We just wanted to play it safe and didn't want to step away from what we're seeing here. So the goaltending matchup is Boris Babbitt. It'll be the netminder Parker Rutherford on the other side. He wears number 30 for this team. And so now we will pause and join the pregame festivities here.
All those who have served and are currently serving our country. We also ask for continued prayers for John Ruiz, a member of the Danbury Hat Tricks, who continues to recover from a recent stroke. Thank you. Fans, please remain standing. Gentlemen, remove your hats as we honor America with our national anthem, being performed tonight by Mr. Anthony Cateridge. No state can you see why the luxury high, what so proudly we at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars do perilous line, o'er ramparts we watch were so gallantly Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the home ice entrance. Performing tonight's ceremonial puck drop is the president of Coker University.
And so we had the national anthem there, presented by American Elevator Company. They are continuing with a special puck drop ceremony there at the red carpet on the near side here. But we can tell you the Geico Winston-Salem starting lineup. It's Connor Craig, Josh LaBelle out there. The goaltender will be Boris Babic. Roman Kramer on the ice with Gus Ford.
Thank you, Dr. Carter.
And waiting for the fourth member, of course, who's down the red carpet, John Butita, representing the Thunderbirds for this ceremonial puck drop. So almost ready to go here for our Pine Tree Tavern first period.
It's been 27 days since we last seen each other.
And we'll see what type of matchup we get. The Thunderbirds looking to win a game for the 16th time this season. Pee Dee is in search of win number 14 overall.
It's time for 60 minutes of Pee Dee IceCats hockey!
All right, here we go. It's the opening face-off of tonight's game. Let's sit back and enjoy it here all weekend long. Busy weekend of Thunderbirds hockey on YouTube, Facebook, and WTOB. The game is underway as Josh LaBelle looks to find it here in the far side corner, back in the defending territory of the Thunderbirds. And that's all the way down the rink from my broadcast location. Remember, Thunderbirds fans, I'm in the corner here as Gus Ford was looking for it there and just missed on that play. Found by Charlie Bedard. But I'm in the corner, high above the netminder Rutherford for the IceCats here in this opening period. And it's flipped ahead, so I see the play. You see it on your screen right to left for the IceCats and left to right for the Thunderbirds. And I see it from my near side all the way down the rink. They got it here and behind the goal with a play to the far side. And they'll move it onside quickly there with Houston Wilson. Goes back behind the net, looks a center, he does, and no one's there. So the play goes drifting all the way down the ice. 55 seconds gone by in period number one. Thunderbirds getting some changes. They'll have Jan Salak and Yuri Pastuka out there searching for it. Corey Cunningham as well, but the IceCats drive it onside. A chance it on goal and a good save made by Babic. That's his first of the night. He couldn't hold the blue line, and so it's then found by James Farmer. Goes back away from him as he moves along to Garcia. Thunderbirds making more changes. They do put the shot on net. And so we've got a stoppage here. I think a hand pass was called back in the defensive zone of the Thunderbirds with 18:31 left to go in our opening 20 minutes. So I think early on here, these two teams starting to feel each other out in the opening minute and a half. We certainly know that each offense can score in bunches. The Thunderbirds lit up the scoreboard 2 weeks ago against Binghamton. And the IceCats certainly capable of scoring in bunches. So you typically need a lot of offense in this series. That's what we've seen so far this year. Long shot here. Good save made by Babic. I think he got a piece of it. Just went back behind the goal line. They'll move it around high in his own shot block there from Jacob Schnapp. And it's still with the IceCats. Pee Dee working to the bottom of the near side circle. Back in behind the goal. We'll see if Igor Ramanow can take it away. As I mentioned in the pregame show, he's changed his number to number 39. Moved ahead here by Jacob Schnapp out to center. And then he lets it go back behind him for Kate Hanley to play it. Hanley stick handling at the top of the circle. He'll chip it ahead. And Schnapp looking forward to the opposite blue line. Found though by the IceCats. They cross onside. And the penalty's going to get called here against the Thunderbirds. And so Twin City will go to the Bobo's Deli and Grill penalty kill as a tripping signal has been given by the official. And unfortunately, it's going to be Kate Hanley. So Hanley will take a seat. His number 3 goes up on the board, and it creates a power play for Pee Dee. Offensive zone face-off here on the power play. The first odd man opportunity, manpower advantage of the matchup for either team. They'll move to the near side circle. LaBelle prevented the shot there, trying to take it away. High in the zone.
Your IceCats
There's Della Sevilla waiting near side and drives it to Dominic Marcinkiewicz. In front they go, and Babick has it. Nice save there from Boris Babick. We have 17:20 left to play in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. And 1:43 left to go now in this power play. It's an early penalty kill in the matchup for the Thunderbirds. Back behind the net it goes, and this time it was played by Babick, just swiping it along, trying to help out his penalty killers. Rolls free in front of the net, and a good clear. Down the ice it goes. Nicely done. And so it'll be a three-man swap. Boutita's out there, and he'll look for it and provide some pressure in the attacking territory shorthanded. Trevor Lord let it go, and he'll step onside and make a play up the wing. Near side circle, they try to squeeze a pass across the goal mouth. And the Thunderbirds try to take it aside here. It's in the corner. Good puck battle, board battle for the puck. It goes to Pee Dee though. Open high in the zone as they move it around the power play. Shots are now 3-0. They go across one-timer, and this goes well up and out. And so that one went screaming, I think, off the glass and sort of rose up and gives us a puck out of play and a stoppage with 16:35 left to go. In period number one, we see 58 seconds remaining on this Bobo's Deli & Grill penalty kill. .5% of the power play this season for the IceCats. They'll try to move it around to the far side circle here after this face-off victory. They hold on to it. We're scoreless for now early on. In period number one, busy weekend for the Thunderbirds behind enemy lines on the road for 3 straight games. All 3 here in this building. Right back here again, 7:15 tomorrow night and 3:15 on Sunday. Near side circle. Look out, a shot, they score. So Twin City unsuccessful on the Bobo's Deli & Grill penalty kill. It creates the opening scoring play of the night. And it's 1-0 for the IceCats. It'll be power play goal number 35 this season for Pee Dee. And it's the 40th power play goal the Thunderbirds have given up this year. Set, even strength 5-on-5. Face off at center ice following that scoring play. Thunderbirds go looking for it. It's moved across the zone though, found by the IceCats, and they drive it back into the defensive zone. They'll move it up the rink quickly. Onside again, far side corner. They're actually top of the circle. Now it's a long shot. It got deflected wide. So it's found by Salak. Salak looks to play it out through center. Corey Cunningham finds it onside with Yuri Pastuka. Thunderbirds looking for their first shot on goal here as Salak goes to chase it down back in the defensive zone. Connor Craig quickly up to Pastuka. He finds Corey Cunningham. Cunningham steps onside here and swings a pass to Josh LaBelle. LaBelle tries to go in front of the net. He still has it. Centers in front. They look to fire it. And there's the shot, and on goal Rutherford made the save. Then, after the whistle, Cunningham got tied up, and he goes down back behind the net. So we have 15:21 left to go in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. And they have shots on goal officially at 3-1 in favor of the home team. So that's the first shot on goal tonight for Twin City in the opening 5 minutes, 15:21 left to go. And the opening period as the Thunderbirds are in search of their 16th victory of the year. Trying to post a win for the 7th time this year against the IceCats. Gus Ford, he'll take the face-off. We'll see if he can win this one back behind him. He does! Another save there by Rutherford. That time it was on John Boutita, the captain. Captain Boutita looking to score for the 7th time this year and the 120th time in his career. They'll move it up high in the zone now. Near side, they got Igor Ramanow to play it down low, looking for a play to Roman Kramer. It's taken aside by Miguel Diaz back behind the net. And they move it out to center ice, and the IceCats have it. Second shot of the night, though, for the Thunderbirds. They're being outshot 3-2 early on. Ford off the back of the goal, trying to tie the game. Gus Ford let it go. We'll see if Boutita can find it, but it's played out of the zone by Pee Dee. It's Houston Wilson as he played it ahead, and it was stopped at the blue line. And collected and moved aside by Patrick's Marcinkiewicz. Both Patrick's and Dominic's Marcinkiewicz out there for the IceCats tonight. Play onside, and that's blockered away with a purpose that time by Boris Babick. He threw that one away into the corner after making a nice save with 14:23 left to go to Pine Tree Tavern first period. And that will indeed take us to the first media timeout. So we'll step aside as the IceCats have taken the lead. Media timeout, we'll be right back. This is Twin City Thunderbirds hockey.
What are you doing, bub?
Just fixing my chair.
You should call Contract Business Solutions.
Good idea. I'll give them a call.
Proudly serving the Piedmont Triad area for over 17 years, Contract Business Solutions partners with leading manufacturers to create innovative, budget-friendly workspaces. From design and layout to delivery and installation, explore our capabilities at cbsworkspaces.com.
Two pillows, endless possibilities. At Cotton & Crate, we make it easy to refresh your home season after season. Our 18x18 and 12x20 pillow sizes pair perfectly with our seasonal collections of interchangeable covers, so you can refresh your style anytime without cluttering up your closet. We're proud to team up with the Twin City Thunderbirds, celebrating hometown spirit and the comfort of home on and off the ice. Thunderbirds fans, enjoy $5 off your order at cottonandcrate.com with the code TBIRDS 5 off. Cotton & Crate, two pillows, endless possibilities.
And welcome back inside following the opening media timeout here at the Florence Center. As we're back with 14:20 left to go in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. And on Boris Babick, a drive there. And they updated the shots in the break to 5-2. They had it 3-2 and 4-3 actually. And then they made it 6-2. So the shots are now showing a 6-2. Here's another chance and a save made by Babick. Look out, swept away to the far side corner. So the Thunderbirds giving up a lot of shot volume here, a high amount of shot volume here early in the game. And there's a shot that goes wide there from Jacob Schnapp. That went off the glass. You could hear that sound pinging loudly as it echoed through the facility here. There's a good pass from Farmer up to Pastuca. Onside a chance, and a shot that goes dribbling away off a deflection from Jan Salak. It's through the neutral zone, collected by Connor Craig. He turns and fires a long pass to Pastuca, but he left it back behind him, and this will create a chance onside for the IceCats. Backhand drive, and a good save made there by Boris Babick. And nicely done. They'll move it across the zone here on the near side corner. Back towards center. Onside here, Salak, near side circle, and he chipped in front of the net looking for help from Corey Cunningham. And that one just went skipping away from it. We played 7 minutes here in the opening period tonight. Thunderbirds behind enemy lines on the road, and are down by a goal. Twin City making changes, and good hold of the zone there from Butita to Salak. Got it back over to him, and then it's found here in the near side corner, far side corner rather, by Roman Kramer. Now it's right below the broadcast location, moved out to the neutral zone, and we'll see the Thunderbirds battle for it through there. Played by Butita, moves it ahead, and it's down the near side, where the IceCats will look to chip it away. Still here in this near side corner, back behind the goal. Goaltender tonight for the IceCats, Parker Rutherford, Fort Wayne, Indiana native, 5'10", 205. 12:15 left to go in the period. They continue to add shots. They just added another one, 8-2 in favor of Pee Dee. IceCats cross over through center, shut down on the defensive blue line nicely that time by Josh LaBelle. Gus Ford had it, and then he let it go back to LaBelle. So LaBelle faked one way to the near side post, and now he'll charge ahead with it. Throws it across the zone, found by Ford, and then back to the near side. He goes off a turnover and a drive towards the net. That was blocked. Still onside here. In front as they try to get the pass to go to the far side circle. IceCats holding on to it as they move it around the zone. In front they go. They couldn't get the backdoor play to work, and Boris Babick may have touched that one with his stick to make a save. But that barely stayed out. Jacob Schnapp with a shot block, and he's struggling now. He'll try to finish his shift as he stays out there. But I think he'll look to the bench, and he's calling for a change now. So Schnapp goes off and gets his change after that shot block. And there's a heavy hit far side as Troy Harwell was involved. Trying to create some action with a forecheck. Back on side for Pee Dee. They'll slide it across. And we'll see the Thunderbirds can find it and take it aside. Still the IceCats high in the zone. There's a steal. Good play found by Keeley. Keeley goes off the skate of Igor Ramanel. He's wearing number 36 now. Sorry, Dion Demke. Ramanel's 39, of course. So Demke played that one there onside. And then back to center. Grabbed and moved ahead by the IceCats again. They'll flip it ahead. Down into the corner. Hanley. He'll try to collect this one and move it out of the zone. Pee Dee forces a turnover, though, as they have it just inside the blue line. They go to the far side circle. We'll try to step up and drive one here. Still no shot. There it is, and on Babbitt fluttering away, and he made a save. It's still free, though. That was on Timur Razilov. Another chance in front of the net here. They'll turn, they find, they score. And it's 2-0. Ninth shot of the game goes in for the IceCats. Thunderbirds down 2, being outshot by 7 at 9-2. And this crowd comes to life inside the Florence Center this evening. We'll have a face-off at center. Let's see if Gus Ford can win this one. He does. And we're back playing again. That's the second scoring play of the night for the IceCats here on home ice. They look to build momentum. And they'll announce it now. Alexander Levkov. So Levkov gets the goal. Danny Zajac and Vadim Frolov on the assist. And they announce it now. Thunderbirds will grab it here. They'll move it out towards the center ice red line. Onside with Ford. Ford to Kramer. One-timer scores! And Twin City's on the board. Roman Kramer puts it underneath the pads of Parker Rutherford. And Kramer has a goal for the 13th time this season. That's his 56th goal of his career. Third shot of the night for the Thunderbirds goes in. And we have a one-goal game again. 9 minutes, 40 seconds left to play in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. It was Nick McGill-Diaz on the power play at 3:53. Alexander Levkov at 9:48 with an even strength scoring play. And now it's Roman Kramer from Gus Ford and Matt Garcia at 10:20 of the Pine Tree Tavern first period. So that will quiet the crowd for now as the Thunderbirds get on the board. Here's Connor Craig to play it. Right off the face-off. Pastuca looking for possession here onside. Good quick shot there from Kramer. Rode along the ice and went underneath the pads of Rutherford. So one save on 3, or 2 saves on 3 shots for him. It's not been tested very often so far. Roman Kramer able to find the opening goal of the night for the Thunderbirds. Pastuca throws it high in the zone. LaBelle's open, shoots one. Shot block, though, and then moved out to center. We'll be due for our next media timeout unless we have a scoring play. Here come the IceCats. Chance in front. They slide it over and they score. And the odd man rush creates a scoring chance. It's 3-1. Been some high-scoring games in this season series this year. The opening weekend of the year, a 6-4 win by Pee Dee, and then a 5-2 win from the Thunderbirds, a 5-3 game, a 6-2 game, a 5-4 game, and most recently the 3-0 shutout and a 4-2 win. And so Jacob Schnapp now not happy after the goal was scored and about to take this face-off as he's having words with his counterpart. But we've seen some high-scoring affairs between these two teams this season, and already with 4 goals, this game is tracking towards that. Thunderbirds will need some offense in this one. They're down by 2 once more. 8:48 left in period 1. Out to center, moved ahead. And you hear the announcement for Patrick Marcinkiewicz. He's the goal scorer. Chance onside here for the IceCats. That was Levkov, negated though. And they'll look to find it in the far side corner. Good pressure from James Farmer trying to take it aside. And they'll look to move it out to the red line. So it's out towards center ice, and that's where it's played here by Razilov along the near side. Into an open corner. 8:13 left to go in the first. Shots are 10-3, favoring the home team. They got a 3-1 advantage. Thunderbirds look to break it out from the defensive zone here off a deflection. That should send us to our media timeout with 8:02 left to go in the period, and it will. So we'll step aside for the second media timeout of the first period. We've had lots of goal-scoring plays. Thunderbirds, though, down by 2 at 3-1. We'll be right back here on Twin City Thunderbirds Hockey.
Best electricians, plumbers, and heating and cooling technicians to bring convenience and unbeatable value to our customers. Life can be hectic. What better way to simplify than to have one company you trust to take care of all of your home's repair needs? Since 1972, integrity and customer satisfaction have been at the heart of everything we do. We are proud to have built a name our neighbors trust, one that provides peace of mind and a service that can be relied on, today, tomorrow, and for years to come. Thank you for trusting Gwynn Services with your home. We are proud to stand behind the work we do every single day to serve our friends and neighbors here in North Carolina. We are Gwynn Services. One call does it all.
Every car gets warning lights, but did you know the color actually means something too? Red indicates an issue that requires immediate attention. Orange indicates a less urgent issue, like a vehicle service requirement. Blue and green give you information on lights and indicators. The more you know with Flow.
Welcome back following the second media timeout of the Pine Tree Tavern first period. Thunderbirds on the road tonight, down by 2 goals at 3-1. They'll look forward now on the defensive end. Near side, LaBelle. LaBelle will look to chip it out towards the defensive blue line. John Butita steps in, looking to steal it away also. Roman Kramer has the Thunderbirds goal. He scored it at 10:20 of this opening period. An assist to Gus Ford, an assist to Matt Garcia. But shortly after that, Patrick Marcinkiewicz scoring as the puck is finally moved free. They were trying to move it along the near side boards, and the Thunderbirds are to it here. Butita, but he left the puck behind him as he looked to fire it. Now it comes right below the broadcast spot here in the near side corner. The Thunderbirds attacking territory. Roman Kramer, he'll grab and play it. Turns, fires one wide of the glove hand of Parker Rutherford. Down it goes from Josh LaBelle now as he looks to feed a play to John Butita. He's tied up with Gus Ford. They'll battle for it. Ford steps in. Now he'll drift away. Butita outnumbered 1-on-2. Now Ford jumps back in to help him out again. It's still a 2-on-3 in the near side corner. And the battle is won by the IceCats. As they look to drive it out of the zone, Ford back behind the play, getting into it. And they'll drive it back to center here. 6 minutes and 40 seconds left to go in period number 1. LaBelle onside, and it's moved away. And right back for the Thunderbirds. They give it away, though, in the neutral zone. So the IceCats take control. Up the left wing, a chance onside, shot, and this goes well wide. It hits the glass and stays in the defensive zone for the Thunderbirds. Xavier Abdella, who the Thunderbirds were dealing with, Gus Ford specifically, they're back behind that play. As Abdella was causing Ford some problems. We heard the eruption from the fans here below us. We played 14 minutes in period 1. Thunderbirds down 3-1 here on the road as they'll find it here. And move it out towards the center ice red line. It's flipped ahead. Twin City making changes. And found by Nick McGill-Diaz. They'll go off the backhand to play it ahead. IceCats jump onside with it. They don't fire for now, though. Pressure high in the zone from Igor Ramanow. Still onside. They try to play down low. They'll miss the pass, and it's found here by Keeley. Keeley, he's run into, lost possession of it. Heavy pressure out towards the blue line there. Nicely done by Ramanow, and he'll get a line change. Dion Demke now providing some pressure for the Thunderbirds in the attacking territory, but they don't have it. It's still the IceCats with 5:13 left to go in period one. Fouled by James Farmer, way back in the defensive zone. And then they look to play it ahead by Matt Garcia. Held onside, though, by the IceCats and Timur Razalov, Garcia's number 7 counterpart in tonight's game. Top of the far side circle. They move it around looking for another scoring play. Out in front, they fire. Good save made by Pavic, but he couldn't cover it, so it goes washing away to the near side corner. Well, a nice save there from a high danger area. Controlled by the IceCats. They move it ahead. Big hit there from James Farmer. Nicely done. Pee Dee's looking for it here after Farmer laid a big hit. Long shot. This goes well wide of Pavic. It was through a screen, but never had any chance of hitting him and missed the net by several feet. IceCats regather it here. 4 minutes and 17 seconds left to go in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. Coming up in the first intermission break, we will have a listen to the episode of Cup of Joe this week with Joe Cangelosi. Hope everyone enjoys that part of the episode. The full episode will, of course, debut on Sunday. And we'll have the interview from this week's Coach Harry show in the second intermission break tonight. LaBelle looks to play it. Far side corner. Kramer jumps in to assist him. Held on to by the IceCats, though, high in the zone as they look to dance around Butita. And then it's swiped away. Thunderbirds will find a play with Butita. And here we go. It's a rush up the rink. Butita finds Kramer. Kramer loads up, tries to go forward with a shot. It's blocked, though. And down behind the goal line. It's collected and eventually played towards the goal line, I should say. Eventually played by the IceCats out to the neutral zone. Pee Dee making changes. Twin City also changing personnel with 3:15 now left to play in the opening period. 4 goals on the board, but just one of them for the visitors so far tonight. Roman Kramer has the Thunderbirds scoring play as they're down by 2. Played here from the defensive blue line, inside the defensive blue line of the IceCats, and they will be guilty of an icing. So we'll have an offensive zone face-off here on the way, but first we go to this media timeout as the goaltenders vacate the nets. All right, media timeout. This is the final one of the first period. We'll take it and be right back with more Twin City Thunderbirds hockey.
Being your best is hard. You gotta take care of yourself. You got your husband.
Let's put in a pool. For the kids.
For the kids.
Forget the car. How about a motorcycle?
And if you own a business?
We need servers from, like, this century.
Yeah.
At a Legacy Federal Credit Union, we're committed to helping you be your best you. Whether it's with an unbeatable car loan rate, home equity line of credit, or small business help.
Who's the best?
Visit alegacy.org for our best rates.
Maple Chase Golf and Country Club offers the best in recreational amenities in the Triad. Come enjoy a meal at the Pinebrook Bar and Grill, relax by our pool and cabana, and gear up at the Pro Shop while sharpening your skills on our 9,000 square foot putting green, and play around on our 18-hole Ellis Maples designed championship golf course. You can find out more at maplechasecc.com. That's maplechasecc.com.
Return from the media timeout as we're back here at the Florence Center. 2:57 left to go in the first period as the IceCats will cross onside. And Thunderbirds go back to find it beneath the defensive goal line. They'll bring it out to the neutral zone. Here's Corey Cunningham. Nice move there, trying to make a play back out in front and picked off high in the zone. So the IceCats will traverse down the ice here. Long shot up and out off a deflection as that eventually hit the protective netting way down the rink. It's to your left if you're watching on YouTube and Facebook. Out-of-town scoreboard report. Watertown with a 1-0 lead on the road against Blue Ridge. No score between Binghamton and Port Huron. Also no score with Indiana and Danbury. And we'll keep you updated as the night moves along. Busy weekend here in the FPHL. There's 2 games on Sunday, including ours right here at 3:15. Twin City out towards center with it. Played ahead by Jacob Schnapp. Nearly found there by Nate Keeley as they sort of put a pick on him high in the zone, preventing him from reaching that. And so it was thrown onside again. This time Rutherford made a save on it. Back behind him, play like Razalov out towards center. So they'll flip it down the ring. Big collision. And let's see if anything starts after that. Once again, it was Farmer laying a big check. IceCats with a chance down low, look out, and on goal, and it just went wide. Boris Babic may have got a piece of it. They give Pee Dee their 12th shot on net, so that confirms that it just glanced off of Babic. It's in the corner. Twin City looking to dig it free, but that's the second big hit thrown here in the first period by James Farmer. Out towards center. IceCats holding on to it as they'll drive it back out to the red line quickly. Razalov was slapping his stick on the ice, calling for it, but they throws him out, didn't get it to him. And he goes off on a line change. Play was deflected back out to the neutral zone, so we have 1 minute and 19 seconds left to go in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. Thunderbirds are down by 2 goals. Our score is 3-1. 1 goal in the power play for the IceCats, and the only 5-on-4 in the first period. 2 even strength goals. Thunderbirds with an even strength goal from Roman Kramer. There's the call. We've got 1 minute left to go in the opening period of the weekend. 9 points available for 3 regulation wins here in the standings on the weekend. And the Thunderbirds looking to come from behind here in this game and get it done. They cut it to 2-1 briefly. Well, then it's back to 3-1. That's where we stand now. And the near side corner with 35 seconds left in the opening frame. Back out to center. Then Connor Craig pulls in the defensive end and moves along to Corey Cunningham. Josh LaBelle steps up, aggressively made the play eventually to Slock. Here we go onside. It's LaBelle shooting one. Save made by Rutherford. Now LaBelle getting into it back behind the goal. That brings us to a stoppage with under 18 seconds left to go in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. They'll pull everyone away and set up here for a 5-on-5 offensive zone face-off late in the period for the Thunderbirds. Shots on goal now 12-4. Jan Salak will take this face-off. Opposite of him is Houston Wilson. And we've got one of the referees by the scores table, and so I think something with the clock potentially. We'll see. We'll play on here, though. Here we go. And there's the face-off. It's won by the IceCats. They look to bring it into the near side corner. They go in front of the net. It was played briefly there by the goaltender Rutherford. Here in the final 10 seconds of tonight's first period. They'll hold on to it back behind the net as Pastuca can't go play it, and that's going to do it for the opening 20. So 20 minutes in the books tonight, and the Thunderbirds find themselves down by a pair after the first period. It's a 3-1 lead for the Pee Dee IceCats. The only goal scored by the Thunderbirds there in the first period was scored by Roman Kramer from Gus Ford and Matt Garcia at 10:20 of the opening frame. Shots on net were 12-4, favoring Pee Dee. All right, we will step aside for our first intermission break. If you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, if you're listening on WTOB, we thank you for joining us. We hope that you enjoy the first intermission programming, and then we'll come back to give you a call of the flow second period. After 20 minutes tonight, the Thunderbirds are down by 2. It's 3-1 after the first period, as you're listening to Twin City Thunderbirds hockey.
Welcome back, Thunderbirds fans. This week on Cup of Joe, we have number 7, Matt Garcia. Took us a little while to get going here, but that's usually how it goes with new players that I've never met. But welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
I appreciate you coming on. Sorry for killing about 30 minutes of your time before us getting going here. But I know you probably haven't seen the show a little bit, but this is more designed to have the fans learn a little bit about you more on a personal level instead of just hockey. So we know that you just got here from Athens.
Yep.
So why don't you talk to us a little bit about how you got into the league and then how you got here, what your experience has been like, and what have you liked about everything so far? And what have you hated?
All right. Well, maybe we'll get into that. I'm totally kidding. I haven't hated a single moment of it. Actually, I'm sure I'm one of the rare AHL players that can say that. I've only been in the league for about a year and a half. So right out of college, Steve Martinson reached out, or I reached out to him, and he was starting that team in Athens. And right there was the first. I pretty much said, "Yeah, let's do it right away," not knowing what the PHL was or what the jungle was like. And,
quickly learned.
Justin Portillo was teaching you how to fight practice number 1, and that was a scary man to learn from. He kind of just threw his gloves up. He's like, "We're going." I was like, that's a scary man to give all the love for. It's a great guy. So he taught me pretty quick. Yeah, first kid signed with the team. Got down there, and I thought they were like messing with me because the first event we had, there was me and another player, Kason Gallant, and that was it. That was our first team meeting, and I was like, someone's messing with me. This league doesn't exist. This team doesn't exist. Picked up from there, and then fans were great. Loved my time there. The fan experiences I've had here so far have been great. Team's been great. Excited to be here.
Did you start the year with Athens first year, or did you come in the middle of the year?
No, I started with them.
Okay.
Yeah, as soon as our first, we were on the road for probably about 2-3 months before we had our first home game, and we were practicing about an hour and a half away from the rink for the first 3 months, and that was a battle to begin with, but builds character.
Sure, we'll go with that. No, I mean, I've had a similar experience, kind of that COVID year where we just practiced here and then we had to travel for all of our games every week. That was kind of wild, but
COVID year decided well, the year I decided I was going to finally grow my hair out.
Oh yeah,
and mine and your COVID year sound a little different.
Yeah, very different. That was such a time ago. But you said you were at college before. Where were you at?
I was at Illinois State University.
Okay.
Bloomington, Illinois. I haven't left Illinois besides to go play in Georgia and here now in Winston-Salem.
Okay. So you go back every summer.
I do.
Don't worry. It'll be a matter of time before this black hole sucks you in, just like everybody else.
That's what they say. It's a hard town to leave.
Well, what have you enjoyed about the town so far?
I've had a lot of nice people at the gym, kind of like tell me some food suggestions. Haven't really seen the town because we left as soon as I got into town. I was snowed in Athens for an extra couple days, and when I got here, we flew to Bingo right away, and then we played in Binghamton, and now this is pretty much my first week of kind of being able to check out the town, all moved in and stuff.
Okay.
I would say my favorite restaurant I've been to so far was this like Elizabeth's Pizza.
Okay, yeah.
I think was the name of it. It's right by the rink here.
Oh, so the one right over here.
Yeah, I'm a big pasta guy, so I was.
Wait till you go to Little Italy tomorrow.
Little Italy.
This will be played on Friday, but yeah, we got the Valentine's Day.
The dates, the date auctions.
Yeah, that'll be a fun first team thing that you got going on.
That'll be the first one, first team event.
And don't worry, the fans do a lot of research about us, so they're gonna probably hit you with facts that you probably didn't even remember.
Sometimes I can't even remember what I had for breakfast, so that might work out great.
So obviously, I've never been traded in the middle of the year, but what's that transition like from going from one team to another and like the different guys and all that, getting used to all that stuff?
Yeah,
especially going right onto the road, right to the hotel.
Right to what they're considered first place team in the league, right? And so it was definitely a test. Especially one of the first things I did when I got traded was look at the schedule. I'm like, oh well, great, I gotta go up to New York, be cold, and play Binghamton, which is always, I love playing Binghamton. Pest of the game, like half the time I've been there, I've been testing the game for half of it, and I love it. I think I'm getting a double bird from the fans. Great environment to play, and I love it. So,
do you pay attention a lot to the?
Sometimes when I'm skating off the ice, the fans that are right there will give me some kind of like charm. If they're good, I'll sit there and laugh, or I'll smile at them. I'm more like smiling at the players or blowing kisses to the rest of the game kiss cam. Love just kind of like little things like that if I notice them. But yeah, traded in the middle of the year. Look, the schedule. Obviously, I was there for a year and a half. Like my roommate, Carter Shinkarik, we've been roommates pretty much the entire time. Case and Galan was like we were Joey Cole-Tarsi. We all it was kind of like emotional for a few of us. Kind of like been together, like I spent summers with Kaysen too, so it was a little emotional. But after all that, it's exciting, right? Like you get to go to a new team, you get to see a new environment, new coach, new playing systems. So now that I've settled in, I enjoy it.
What are you looking forward to most moving forward for the rest of the year?
Definitely playing Athens. That's for sure. Playing Athens and go to playoffs. I know we got a push to make, and you've got one of the guys that don't like the IceCats very much, and I hope to beat them every single time I play them still.
So besides hockey, what else do you like to do away from the rink?
Are we talking athletically, or are we talking like
talking anything? Whatever you like to do.
Love to go to the gym. You like to go to the gym.
Big gym guy, huh?
Yeah, big gym guy. Sometimes it's not just hockey workouts. Got to kind of work on the arms.
You can't catch me in a gym voluntarily.
No,
I don't think I've ever stepped foot in the gym voluntarily.
You got to do like some like pre-workout.
More like a yoga and running type person, not a weightlifting guy.
Okay.
So
I can't say I'm a huge fan of the yoga, but we're getting there. Especially with the team giving me some yoga classes here. I would say that's the first yoga class I've ever been to.
Really?
Yeah. Oh man, sometimes we're like game days. I'm pretty loose and limber. They're like, but any other day, like if you told me now to do a split, I maybe it'd be like a wide stance for you.
Yeah, no, thank you. I can't. I'm not that flexible, even though I try to go as much as possible.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
No. Terrible flexibility. It's a good thing Boris can do all the flexibility. It's not me.
Yeah, as long as he's good, that's all we need.
All right. Like to cook. Love to cook. Big pasta guy. I love to try to just make different sauces.
What's your favorite thing that you make?
Oh, vodka sauce. I make a pretty good vodka sauce pasta.
Okay.
Vodka sauce. I tried to learn how to make gnocchi. That ended in me almost burning down my kitchen at one point, but we're learning. And
how the hell did you do that?
I tend to do some like some bonehead things. Like for example, this kind of feeds into it. In college, I went to go cook mac and cheese in the oven, not the oven, the microwave, and I totally forgot to put water in it. And in college, I was living as a freshman. They make you live in this place like you got like 3 towers to live in, and the tower I was in was the tallest point between Chicago and St. Louis, and I was on like the 25th out of 28 floors or something like that. But yeah, almost just burned down the entire half of that. Kind of realized it halfway through when I started like smelling some smoke in the shower because the microwave was right by the shower, and ran out, took mac and cheese and dumped it in the toilet, and I was a firefighter that day.
I was gonna say, I hope you're a little bit more careful in the house.
Yeah,
we don't need to lose half the house.
Yeah, with the gnocchi one, it was the same thing. I like didn't have enough water in it, and yeah, I can't tell you exactly how I did it, but there was like a little flame, and I was like, not again. I'm good now. I'm actually a really good cook, I promise.
So besides cooking in the gym, what else you got?
Like golf. I know Lake Ford. I said he was a big golfer.
Yeah, I heard he's really good. I don't even bother trying to play. I'm terrible at golf. I'm just there to hang out, drink a couple
we
beers.
Can bleep that one, right?
No.
Oh, just kind of. Okay.
Yeah, just let it go. It's okay.
Well, what do you do for fun?
Me, I don't do too much. I'm not a fun guy.
Oh no.
No.
All right. Well, besides golf, I get this from a lot of girls that they like to read. My buddies home like to read. I wanted to start reading, but I have no idea where to start. Do I start with like Clifford the Big Red Dog, or?
I think you could probably move a little past that. I think you're
Hungry Caterpillar,
something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Something like start at a first grade level and then work your way up. Yeah. No, just pick up a book.
Yeah.
Just start from there. Like what do you? I'm trying to think. There was a time where I started buying a bunch of books in the winter, and I started reading a few, and then I kind of just slowly died out once I started traveling to Europe.
I feel like when you travel, it's when you like read like on the planes and stuff.
No, I just watch a bunch of movies, to be honest.
What's your favorite type of movie?
I've been watching a lot of rom-coms lately. It's
really?
Oh yeah.
Oh man. Last one I saw was that Anyone But You.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen that one. The one with Sydney Sweeney and Glenn Powell.
Yeah, saw that one.
I just watched. I'm trying to think what was on the plane. I watched The Fall Guy. The person next to me must have been like, this guy must love Ryan Gosling, because it was The Fall Guy and then The Notebook, and then I forgot what the third movie was because it was a 9-hour flight.
Okay.
So I was just like, all right.
I've never. This one catches people. I've never seen The Notebook. Yeah, everyone's head just turned in here. I can see that. That's usually the reaction I get. I've never seen The Notebook.
Well,
I've never seen Star Wars.
Okay, I also forgot.
Yeah, here you go. Yep.
I also forgot that like you're extremely young. You're in 01.
Yeah.
Okay, so The Notebook came out in 2004.
I was 3.
Yeah, so that's probably why you haven't seen that one. But no, I would suggest watching that one. That's a pretty good one.
Okay.
Another Ryan Gosling one, La La Land, was interesting.
You like Ryan Gosling, huh?
No, oddly enough, I don't think that I did until I realized I started watching a bunch of his movies in a row, and I was like, okay, I'm a fan.
Got like posters in your room or anything? Or?
No, it's just all white walls, and I don't really decorate too much. I try to hang up like a couple of things that I had, and it fell. So I messed up big time. I went to buy like these strips to stick them on the wall.
The command strips?
Yeah, except I didn't realize I bought like outdoor patio permanent ones, and then I didn't stick it on the wall properly, and whatever fell off and just like ripped off the paint and part of the drywall, and I was like, all right, I'm done with this stuff. I can't do it.
So it's just white, insane asylum walls?
Yeah, pretty much. But I'm okay. So like I said, I was boring and I don't do much. I don't really spend too much time in my apartment. Like I'm either like, I've been running a lot. I go to yoga like 2 or 3 times a week now. So like I'm outside. I like to be outside. This snow and ice weather has kind of killed it the last couple of weeks here, which was very abnormal because I've been here since 2018.
Yeah.
And that was actually the last time that it snowed a lot. But the city does not know how to remove snow and ice well. So like I was running around downtown half the time and almost getting hit by cars because
sliding.
Oh
man.
I slid down like a hill a little bit, but it was kind of good because I was like, it kind of felt like I was skiing a little bit. Never been skiing though in my life, but it was a fun little hill. But it was bad that I slid out into the road where a car almost hit me.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I'm from Chicago, so it was like kind of just driving in normal. But I came to the south to be warm. But like even in Georgia last year, like, oh, this is the most snow we've gotten in 4 years. I'm like, oh, cool. It's when I get here. And then I was here and like, oh, this is the most snow we've had in a long time. Like, oh, maybe it's just me.
No, well, today it's supposed to be like 60 degrees. So
I saw that.
No, it's gonna be nice. And then like the Salem Lake's nice going around the well, now with all the snow melting. So, but Salem Lake's a nice spot. I do like to try to get out to movies now a bit. I saw a couple. There's one time when I went back to back. The last good one that I saw was like Eternity with was it
Ryan Gosling?
No, it's Elizabeth Olsen and I forgot what's his name. Miles Teller. Yes, thank you, from the audience. I love that. That was a good one. I don't know what I'm gonna go try to watch this week. I try to go at least like every 2 weeks.
I can't remember. The last movie I saw in theaters was I think maybe The Fantastic Four or Top Gun Maverick, but I've never seen the original Top Gun, so I started with that one.
That's tough.
Okay.
When you compete at your best, you need a team that keeps you moving. At Yadkin Physical Therapy, we're proud to be the official physical therapy provider of the Twin City Thunderbirds. From the first evaluation to hands-on treatment, we focus on what matters, reducing pain, restoring mobility, and building confidence. Because performance isn't just about recovery, it's about training smarter, strength, stability, balance, and control. Our therapists tailor every plan to each individual so you can return to the ice, the gym, or the job feeling stronger. The same level of care we provide the Thunderbirds is here for our whole community. Students, weekend warriors, and families helping you stay healthy and perform at your best. Yadkin Physical Therapy in Yadkinville. Call 336-677-1800 or email ypt@yadkinphysicaltherapy.com. And welcome back inside the Florence Center here on YouTube, Facebook, and WTOB Radio. Kendall Grayson with you as always for Twin City Thunderbirds hockey. Thank you so much for tuning in and making the Thunderbirds part of your weekend. It's a busy weekend for the Thunderbirds with 3 games here on the road against Pee Dee, and we are through 1 period tonight. Twin City is down by 2. The score is 3-1. Roman Kramer scoring in the first period for the Thunderbirds, but Nick Miguel Diaz, Alexander Levkov, and Patrick Marcinkiewicz all scoring for the IceCats. The 2 teams have returned. We've switched ends of the rink, and so now we'll see the Thunderbirds attacking right to left in their white sweaters. And from my near side vantage point all the way down the rink here in the middle period. In the middle period here on the broadcast, of course, each and every night presented by Flow. So the Flow second period is underway. Opening face-off. Thunderbirds had it briefly in the defensive end towards the blue line, and then they fire to the head. And they'll try to take it aside. Roman Kramer battling for it, and it goes skipping out to the center ice logo. Played ahead here by Connor Craig, and on goal as he squeezed a shot wide of the net. Roman Kramer looking to find it across the rink with 30 seconds gone by in the Flow second period. Shots on goal were 12-4, favoring Pee Dee in the opening 20 minutes. Long shot here, and a tough one for Babbitt to deal with as that deflected off of a player. And so not only was that a shot through a screen that he had to deal with, but it also went deflecting and changed directions there briefly. But Babbitt was ready for it. Officially the 17th shot on net as they've now added multiple shots coming out of the break. It was 12-4, and now we see it showing as 17-5. That's what we'll go with. And defensive zone face-off here for Jan Salak. Salak wins it to Matt Garcia. And into the corner it goes. There's a check from James Farmer. That one not as aggressive as the big 2 that we saw him throw back in the first period. They'll try to stop the advance of the blue line. Good pressure there on the back check from Yuri Pastuka looking to take it away. Forces the IceCats down the rink, and they'll play it back behind their goaltender. Goaltender tonight for Pee Dee, Rutherford. As they play it ahead here, onside a chance, a drive, and that one through a screen goes whistling wide off the glass. And it's fouled by James Farmer. So Farmer will play it onside across the ice. Long shot there is blocked. That one never made it towards the netminder Parker Rutherford. He wears number 30 for this IceCats group. They'll bring it down the ice here. Taken aside by Jan Salak and then gave it away. A chance and a save made by Babbitt. Rebound though. He's trying to find it. Pee Dee will move it around the zone. Long shot off a pinballing play. He goes back behind the goal. Heavy hit there from Farmer. Now towards the center ice red line with 1 minute, 55 seconds gone by in the flow second period, and they're going to call this back for an icing. So we'll have a defensive zone face-off on the way. As the shots once again increase, this time to 18-5. Defensive zone face-off for Nate Keeley. As Matt Garcia to his right. Beyond Demke, James Farmer, and Corey Cunningham all to his left here. And down it goes. We'll see the Thunderbirds can track it down to the near side corner. They move it out to the top of the circle. Then a player taken down, and Farmer. He's run into. It's Furlong took a run at him. And so the fans like that. Everyone going off a change, though, for the Thunderbirds, at least majority on the far side. A couple of players actually stay out. Ryan Farmer went off on a change. So he took a check there. He's thrown several in this game. Down the ring, back behind the net, Babbitt. Cade Hanley will look to find it in the corner. Played by Jacob Schnapp. Batted down, though, not out of the zone, and then Hanley is able to fire it up to Igor Ramanow. Ramanow wearing number 39. So you had a number change recently. Good heavy hit there from Jacob Schnapp. Then a check on Nate Keeley. So all of a sudden here in this second period, the physicality really ramping up. A chance onside for Ford. Shoots a long one. Pinball's just wide of the net off a redirect. We saw some physicality in the first period, but it has really ramped up, I think, early on here in this flow second period. We've only played 3 minutes, just over 3 minutes now, with 16:55 left in the period. Josh LaBelle trying to fire a pass. He got blocked. He went to go get it himself. Here's LaBelle. Back behind him to Gus Ford. Across the zone they go. Kicked out by Kramer as that was a pass that was in the air that he tried to settle down. Goes bouncing away from him, though. Onside the IceCats. They'll chip it back behind. Here's Connor Craig looking for it in the near side corner. Found by Gus Ford. And Ford has room, and he plays it across to teammate Josh LaBelle, who got it right back to him. He overskated it, though, and taken aside over the blue line. Flipped into the corner again. Babbitt thought about playing it. Lets Connor Craig go play it, though. And taken aside by Adrian. High in the zone. They'll fire, and Babbitt has it. Good save there. Well, the Thunderbirds, I think Josh LaBelle realized it, but I had it at 7 seconds, just went off the clock. We'll see what they put back up. I stopped it at 16:09, and they let the time go down to 16:02. Now we see 20 minutes as they're attempting to reset it. They put 16:09 up there, and that's exactly what I had. So they had 7 seconds as the clock was rolling after the stoppage. And Jan Salak will take this face-off. And down it goes. One away from him, though. And the IceCats moved around the zone. Long shot and a glove save made by Boris Babbitt. So Babbitt saw that one, made another save, and that's now going to give him 19 shots that he's faced so far tonight. Salak once again to the circle. Try to possess this one. Josh LaBelle finds it down behind the goal line. High in the zone it goes, all the way out to center. Played ahead by Pastuca, found by Corey Cunningham. As Cunningham will look for it in the attacking area. Just threw it down the rink, and they wanted to go chase it down. It's back behind the line here. Thunderbirds looking to work their way back in the game. Down by 2 as Pastuca got tackled down. They keep playing. Only one penalty called so far tonight. Out to center. It's back for the IceCats to play it ahead. And now back behind the goal line, found by Boris Babbitt. So Babbitt lays it softly back for LaBelle to hold on to it. And he handles it, skates it out towards the blue line. LaBelle swings a pass near side Butita, and it goes way down the rink, back in behind the goal of Parker Rutherford. Top of the near side circle, found by the IceCats. They look to split the defense. Garcia looking to hack at him, take it away. Goes into the corner. Look to fire one here. High in the zone, a chance, a shot, a save made by Babick at the top of the goal crease. Still onside though for Pee Dee. A long one here, goes well wide of the goal. And look out, it went up into the crowd. So that took an odd bounce. And that will take us to our media timeout, the first of this Flow second period. Thunderbirds are down 3-1. It's a media timeout. We'll take it and be right back. Twin City Thunderbirds hockey.
Looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate around Winston-Salem and the Triad? Meet Jennifer Sapp, your trusted local realtor. With nearly 30 years of deep experience, Jennifer specializes in everything from historic homes and remodels to investment properties, college town housing, and short sales. She's known for honesty, integrity, and making the process as stress-free as possible. Ready to make your move? Call 336-782-3148 or visit jensapprealty.com today.
Did you know that not changing your engine oil can result in engine failure? Regular oil changes can extend the life of your engine and reduce the risk of engine failure. Schedule your next oil change on the Flow Garage app. The more you know with Flow.
.45 left to go in the Flow second period. Defense's own face-off for Gus Ford. And he chops at it. Down it goes, and we're back. Thunderbirds looking for it, but the IceCats have it. In front they go, they tip it off the post, and then it goes wide. Thunderbirds will survive for now as Butita looks forward to the far side corner. Farmer with a giant hit from behind. He'll have to answer for it. James Farmer's going to fight here. He's throwing right-handed punches. And they're tied up for now, trying to break free. Now an uppercut the other way against him, off the back of the helmet. Farmer taking punches, he stands back up. Now the jersey tie up, and that's it. And we'll see if that gives the Thunderbirds a much-needed spark here. With 14:31 left to go in the second period. Well, Farmer threw a check from behind, and that was going to be an original call that was upcoming. That was going to put this team on a penalty kill. We'll see what happens next as he matched up with Dominic Della Savita, and away they went. Head coach Steve Harrison's at the front of the bench, having words with his captain John Butita after that. They have a 2-minute penalty on the board to Farmer. And so that is going to put the IceCats on a power play. It'll be the second penalty taken by the Thunderbirds tonight. They're 0 for 1 on the Bobo's Deli & Grill penalty kill. We'll see if they can kill this one off and use some of that momentum generated there by James Farmer in that fight. All right, Nate Keeley defends his own face-off as the Thunderbirds go to the penalty kill. They'll win this face-off cleanly, and LaBelle is able to clear it. Keeley might be able to catch up to it here. In on goal, Rutherford comes way out and plays it away from Nate Keeley. And so they are announcing the penalties, but a nice chance there on the start of the penalty kill. And that really started with Keeley winning the face-off back into the corner. LaBelle was able to chip it out, and then Keeley had a play on onside chance here, and the IceCats will power a drive wide of the goal. Into the corner it goes here on the power play. They'll look to move it around the zone. They'll have it at the top of the far side circle, now the side of the circle, back to the top again. And good stick there defensively to break up that play for the Thunderbirds. 13:49 left to go in the Flow second period. It's 5 minutes for fighting at 5:29, and then the first penalty that was on the way. It's a boarding minor officially boarding the call. 2-minute penalty also at 5:29. We're back. No, maybe not. They didn't like the face-off, so they'll set up into it again here. Shots on goal favoring the IceCats at 20-6. And now 1 minute and 18 seconds officially remaining on this penalty. To Farmer. Down behind the goal line. Fouled by Garcia as we're back. As the Thunderbirds are working on a Bobo's Deli and Grill penalty kill. High in the zone. IceCats holding on to it. They'll swing the pass out of the far side circle. And they misplay it high in the zone. Pastuca looking to find it as he tried to move it away from Timur Razilov. They'll get back to it though. Quickly onside. A shot. Good save made by Boris Babic on a crossing play that was right to left. Back behind the goal. As we play on, this is going on in the IceCats defensive territory as they work on a power play. Back onside, leading it 3-1. On the near side circle, no shot. They'll keep it for now. And move it around the zone. Up top, long shot, and they try to get the tip there on the doorstep. Goes into the corner. Let's see if the Thunderbirds can locate it. And out it goes. So now Twin City able to make some changes with the penalty killers. Nate Keeley, Jacob Schnapp, Connor Craig, and Josh LaBelle. Now 12:36 as the skaters out there at the expiration of the penalty, and they'll get it killed off. And so it was Troy Harwell to serve the call. So he steps out of the box. And we're playing even strength hockey again, 5-on-5. Yuri Pastuca looking for it. Onside. And played by Troy Harwell. Try to chip it out in front of the goal. He did, but no one there to play it for the White Sweaters. So here come the IceCats the other way. No shot. Harwell got back defensively, forced it into the near side corner. And they'll move it around the zone here with Alexander Levkov. Still with Levkov. Dropped it away, shot, and blocked in front. And the Thunderbirds will find it here. Pastuca with a quick play up to the Harwell. Harwell tried to get around the defender. And he went down, but was able to throw it out in front of the goal. Twin City making changes. Another shot officially out there for the IceCats. It's 21-6 on shots on goal. Played here by Jan Salak in the far side corner after he got it from Roman Kramer. They'll try to feed it back to Kramer. Kramer has the Thunderbirds goal back in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. Here's LaBelle. Left point. Goes down low. A quick pass. Just chipped away from Kramer. Tries to get it again. Down by the IceCats high in the zone, and they'll look to drag it out towards the neutral zone. They'll use a high flip. Falls down, played by Craig. LaBelle calling for a change. Flipped ahead. Butita searching for it and just out of his reach. And so back the other way it goes. Igor Ramanow. Onside, Gus Ford. Here's Ford with an opportunity. Open to the near side circle. Goes across to Hanley. Shoots one. Blocked in front though. Kramer finds a rebound. They try to squeeze a tight angle shot there. And it settles down. Found by the IceCats, and will drive it down the rink. Icing is called as they did not make the center ice red line. Icing on the IceCats. 10:43 left to go in this middle period. And the Thunderbirds will make some changes here, I think. They'll just keep the same group there as Hanley and Ramanow are the defenders. Tita, Ford, and Kramer out offensively. Gus Ford in the dot. Wants to win this one back behind him. And he does. Here we go. Thunderbirds go to work. It's Hanley. Hanley dropped it down low. No one down there, though, for the Thunderbirds. And so it's taken aside by Pee Dee. Out to center. Collected there by Gus Ford. And here goes Twin City back on side. Butita tried to steer a pass towards Roman Kramer. As he slammed on the brakes, the top of the near side circle. Moved away from him. And the IceCats ship it down the rink. Here they go onside. They try to throw it in front. Toe save made by Boris Babic. The first advance was blocked, and they got a second shot away. They're just trying to pass on the first one. And Babick ended up having to make a toe save. Here goes Twin City the other way, dancing in front of the goal. Chance, Ford, centers, and no one there. They try to throw it in front of the net. And Ford felt he was held up. Here comes Pee Dee onside. They fire it in front. They couldn't get the near side play to go, as they had Boris Babick out of the net. And this is going to be unsportsmanlike conduct to Gus Ford. I told you he wasn't happy about the no call. He turned around and said something to the official, and that was the delayed penalty that was on the way. And so this will take us to our media timeout, so we'll have to tell you about it after the break. Thunderbirds still down by 2. The score is 3-1. We'll be right back following this media timeout. Twin City Thunderbirds hockey.
I want to stop being sidelined by pain. I want to tell him I'm in. I want a surgeon who speaks more knees than he can count. I want the best care in the game. I want a team that's with me every step of the way. I want to bounce back fast. I want to show them my best is yet to come.
For the best orthopedic care, you want Novant. Novant Health. Best surgeons, amazing nurses, remarkable care.
What are you doing, bub?
Just fixing my chair.
You should call Contract Business Solutions.
Good idea. I'll give them a call.
Proudly serving the Piedmont Triad area for over 17 years, Contract Business Solutions partners with leading manufacturers to create innovative, budget-friendly workspaces. From design and layout to delivery and installation, explore our capabilities at cbsworkspaces.com.
And welcome back following the media timeout. During the break, Gus Ford was asked to go to the dressing room, and so he left. And he has been given a game misconduct, 10 minutes, abusive officials, and a 2-minute minor for unsportsmanlike conduct. And they are announcing that now. So this is going to put the IceCats back on a power play, and that begins now. Thunderbirds searching for it, looking to move it out of the Bobo's Deli and Grill penalty kill. Pee Dee with an opportunity, high in the zone, no shot yet. There it is, good save made by Babick. He was ready for it, tracked it through the air, and was able to trap it and bring us to a stoppage. That was the 22nd shot of the night for the IceCats. It's 22-6 for the shots on goal. Defense's own face-off here on the penalty kill. Goes back down behind the goal line. And Babick looking on. We'll see if the Thunderbirds can track it down. Off the side of the post. They center one here. Rebound blocked. Back behind the net. Twin City in search of it. Still with the IceCats. A one-timer goes screaming wide of the goal. It's off the glass. And they look to hold the line here on the power play. Pee Dee leading by 2. Looking to score for the 4th time tonight. Nate Keeley tries to prevent that, swatting at it. Still not out of the zone, though. They'll carry it back behind the goalie. Center, great save made by Babick. And it falls back down here in the near side corner. Thunderbirds will have to fight for it from there. Marcinkiewicz goes across the ice. One-timer, toe save made this time by Boris Babick. He is facing some shot volume here. They'll chip it in front. They look to shoot with Wilson. He carries it back behind the net. Flips it high in the zone of the power play. Near side, Marcinkiewicz loads up, goes back across, and they can't fire for now. They'll wait. Marcinkiewicz down low, looking to center. 40 seconds left in the penalty kill. Shot blocked. Goes off the top of the glass. Stays in play, though. Marcinkiewicz ran into the official. Craig steps in, and then it's cleared by Keeley. Nate Keeley moves it down the ice on the penalty kill. 27 seconds left on the 2-minute unsportsmanlike conduct minor penalty to Gus Ford. Also picked up a 10-minute game misconduct during that sequence. They're having to kill off this 2-minute penalty now, though. 8:05 to play in the Flow second period. Here come the IceCats back onside, near side circle. And Levkov couldn't fire it. He tried to. They'll keep it high in the zone. One more pass. They center. Blocked. Hanley to it. And Hanley clears it. And out of the box is Harwell serving the call to Gus Ford. And so it is a successful Bobo's Deli and Grill penalty kill. Now we have 7:40 left to go in this middle period tonight. Thunderbirds behind enemy lines. All three games here on the road this weekend. The same opponent, the Pee Dee IceCats, who are 1 point behind them in the division standings. This is critical hockey. We'll be right back here again tomorrow at 7:15, and then it's a 3:15 start on Sunday. Twin City back on the road again next weekend. Back-to-back games against the division leaders, Monroe. IceCats travel behind the goal with it. They try to stuff it home to the far side post, and that chance was taken aside. That was Levkov. Now it's Hanley. Hanley, he'll slap it out to center. Intercepted from there. There's a hit to Garcia. Dion Demke steps up with it. Demke gives the pass. Schnoppin on goal and a quick shot, but it goes wide. Here come the IceCats. Transition hockey the other way. They'll take it down in the corner. Out in front, no shot though, and they couldn't hold the line. Matthew Gilbert had the chance along the near side there. And so we regroup again as Pee Dee looks to drive it in from the neutral zone. Shots officially are 24-6. As an IceCat player got tied up with the official there. Here comes Roman Kramer, looking to take advantage. Kramer centers, and the netminder Rutherford has it. Well, we've not had to call the name of Parker Rutherford too many times tonight. Roman Kramer able to sneak a shot by him, though, in the first period. And it's a 2-goal deficit here at 3-1. Now Farmer out of the box with his counterpart in that fight, Della Savita. So those players have been released, and that's the reason for the applause that you heard from the fans. See if any more fireworks develop here in this game. This has been a heavy-hitting, hard-checking hockey game. Hanley wins possession of the puck from the face-off, loads up, shoots one, save made by Rutherford. So officially that should be the 7th shot at least. So I think they just gave one of the IceCats. So the showing now is 25-6. See if maybe they take a look and adjust it during the first intermission break. They made some major adjustments during the last break, and they finally do put 7 on the board. Offensive zone face-off, and the IceCats will get to it here. They move it down the ring. Levkov has it, looking to slide it high in the zone. He does. Kramer tries to steal it, and now it's back to Levkov, looking to hold the line. Gives a pass to Razilov, then taken aside by Roman Kramer. Kramer has room to work, goes out to Igor Ramanow. Ramanow will chip it ahead, and the Thunderbirds making changes. We have 5:43 left to go in our Flow second period here on this Friday night. Chipped ahead. Twin City finds it with Roman Kramer. Now it's Ramanow back behind the goal line, takes a couple of strides. Now he's moving through the neutral zone with some speed. Evades a check nicely. He's still with it. Back behind the line. Here's Corey Cunningham to find it. Cunningham goes across the zone. Ramanow steps up, and they'll force the play out to center on that pass deflection. Josh LaBelle will try it again. Goes right to center ice to find Yuri Pastuka. Pastuka steps over the line. They're onside. Cunningham open. Firing one. Save made. Rebounds there, but it's chipped out to center, and the IceCats will find it. They'll step onside with Dominic Marcinkiewicz. No shot yet. He's waiting. Now he fires, and LaBelle looking to play it, but Babick will launch onto it. And that should send us to the final media timeout of this Flow second period. And it will. We have 4 minutes and 51 seconds to play in the second period. Shots are now 25-8. And the Thunderbirds are down by 2 goals at 3-1. Media timeout will step aside. This is Twin City Thunderbirds hockey.
When it comes to performance, Speed matters, just like on the ice. Introducing same-day dental crowns right here at Twin Oaks Dentistry. With cutting-edge technology, we craft crowns on site, eliminating the need for temporary. As proud sponsors of the Thunderbirds, we understand the need for top-notch performance. We're more than just dental care. We're your partners in achieving your best smile.
Flo Cadillac is a proud sponsor of the Thunderbirds. Visit 1400 South Stratford Road for a free test drive. Or go online to flowcadillac.com to schedule a sales or service appointment.
And welcome back following the immediate timeout. Defensive zone face-off for Jan Salak with 4:51 left to go in our Flow second period. Kendall Grayson with you as always here on the broadcast. Hello to those watching on YouTube and Facebook tonight. Also listening in as always on WTOB Radio. Glad to have you along and glad for you to make the Thunderbirds part of your weekend. We're back as it goes into the near side corner. Then a cross actually got up over the crossbar there and it fell down on the far side, but no harm as Twin City able to see it go out to center. Pee Dee looking to regroup from there. They'll drive it onside. No shot towards the goal yet. There it is, and it goes off the back of the net. Found by Josh LaBelle. LaBelle looking to send it out. Cunningham was trying to move it out to the neutral zone. Still onside here. They chip it in front of the goal and stolen away by Jan Salak. Salak zipped it to Cunningham. Thunderbirds onside. Open is Salak. Fires one. Blocked. And a look to center. No one there. Goes high in the zone to Craig. Lows up. Shoots one. Goes off the glass. Back behind Rutherford. He crouches down looking on. Flying over was Cunningham trying to effect the breakout. But the IceCats get through the pressure. Here they go. Looking to dance around Connor Craig. He was having none of it as he swatted it away down the rink. And they'll call a late icing here against the Thunderbirds. 3 minutes, 49 seconds left to go in our Flow second period. Out-of-town scoreboard report. Blue Ridge all over Watertown at 5-1. Danbury leading Indiana 2-0. Binghamton with a 3-2 lead on the road against Port Huron. And a 3-2 lead on home ice for Columbus over Baton Rouge. Topeka and Biloxi are tied at 1, and Monroe is leading Athens by a goal at 1-0. Defensive zone face-off. Thunderbirds look to see this one go out to the neutral zone. It's trapped, though, and slapped at Boris Babic. But he made a save from distance there, just inside the blue paint. Chance down low and off the backhand. This is driven wide of the goal. In front, look out. Babic thought he had it, then he wasn't sure where it was. It was just sitting there, and you could see the room between him and the puck in the line, but he just turned and found it, put a glove on it, and that sends us to another stoppage. Face-off victory for Pee Dee. They'll lift it down behind the line. Racing over as Garcia goes up off the net, I thought, but this will play on it. It just dropped on the top of the boards and eventually made its way down to the playing surface. Twin City looking to find it here with Farmer. James Farmer goes ahead with it, fires down the rink. And Twin City still down by 2 goals here. The score is 3-1. Found by Butita. Up it goes to the goal scorer. Kramer firing. Save made by Rutherford. And so another save here in the night for Parker Rutherford. But there'll be another shot on goal for Twin City. They're now being outshot 25-9. That was the 9th shot. 26-9 rather, as they had another one for the IceCats. Thunderbirds looking to win for the 16th time this season. They've had success against Pee Dee this year. played 6 of the first 8. Quickly driven here in on goal. Rutherford had to deal with it, but eventually played out towards center. Pee Dee has it, then Butita got it back and chopped it ahead. Down the rink it goes, behind the goal. Out of the near side, jumping in, trying to steal it away was John Butita. Found though by the IceCats. They'll drop it onside. Here they have it, right to the point. No shot. They'll go down low. Babic trying to find it here. Around the zone, they couldn't handle it. And so that went jumping away from Timur Razilov. And this allows the Thunderbirds to make some changes as it went all the way down into the defensive territory for Pee Dee. They look to get around Jacob Schnapp here. Top of the near side circle and on Babic. Swatted their way. Gave up a rebound and the drive there. Shot blocked by Schnapp and found by Harwell. So Troy Harwell able to clear that one away after a nice shot block was presented by Jacob Schnapp. Onside a chance for the IceCats. They'll drop it along. We'll see if Harwell can steal it. He does with the help of Dion Demke. Here's Troy Harwell shooting a long one. Goes well wide of the goal. Back behind the goal line. And aggressive was Demke looking to hold the zone. He punched it back behind the line again. Found though by Pee Dee, they got room to work. And they'll turn it over at center ice. Slap shot off the logo from Kate Hanley. Drops into the near side corner. 94 seconds remaining in the Flow's second period. Twin City Thunderbirds down by 2 goals. It's 3-1. John Salak plays ahead. He'll find Kate Hanley. Hanley dropping it along. Goes skipping into the corner. Thunderbirds look to locate it from there. Pastuca finds Salak. Salak with some room high in the zone, trying to spin away from the defender. They work it into the boards, and now Pastuca helps out Salak. Sends it back behind the goal. Connor Craig, Josh LaBelle looking for a friendly bounce. They center one, and they had the play set up there on the far side post with Cunningham. But it was moved out towards the neutral zone. So from neutral ice, now played back into the Thunderbirds' defensive territory with under 1 minute to play in the period. LaBelle crossing onside, looks for a friend to help him out. Swatted away though. And Pee Dee has it. They'll drop it down the rink. Craig, he evaded a check. And looks to find it again here. In on goal though, deception used, and now the post comes off, or the net comes off on the far side post. The collision there with Kramer involved, and I mentioned the deception towards the goal there as the IceCats had it, and the shooter, Marcinkiewicz, you could see from my position, he looked to pass the puck across the crease, trying to fool Boris Babic. And he had his entire head looking across the zone, and he threw sort of a no-look shot on net, trying to surprise him, but Boris Babic was ready for it. Half a minute to play in the second period. And down it goes. Towards center, but it's not out. So the IceCats will look for it here in the near side corner. Found by Nate Keeley and Roman Kramer, and then it's up to John Butita. Here he goes, over the logo, crossing onside. They'll lose possession of it. We'll see if they can battle back for it in the final 15 seconds of the period. Rolls down the rink, in on Babic. And he's able to squeeze a pass out to center. Right to Butita. Butita drops it onside, just 6 seconds left. Still some time though. Kramer looking for it. It's batted out to center, and that's how the period will end. And so we have played 2 periods tonight, and the Thunderbirds are down by a score of 3-1. We will hear from head coach Steve Harris on the Coach Harry Show. That was live back on Tuesday. That will be our intermission programming coming up in the break. We hope you enjoy it in our second intermission break. But the Thunderbirds will need some offense in the upcoming Culver's third period. And we'll see if they can get on the board a few times and really get the offense moving along coming up in the third as they're down by 2. Roman Kramer so far has Twin City's only scoring play, 10-20 of the first period, assisted by Gus Ford and Matt Garcia. There were no goals in that second period, and so just like after the first period, it is a 3-1 deficit for the Thunderbirds. All right, second intermission break. We will step aside and be back with the programming and then come back to call the third period, the Culver's third period here on the broadcast. Thanks for tuning in. We'll step aside for the break. It's 3-1 as the IceCats have the lead over the Thunderbirds. Twin City Thunderbirds hockey.
Flow Cadillac is a proud sponsor of the Thunderbirds. Visit 1400 South Stratford Road for a free test drive. Or go online to flowcadillac.com to schedule a sales or service appointment.
When it comes to performance, speed matters, just like on the ice. Introducing same-day dental crowns right here at Twin Oaks Dentistry. With cutting-edge technology, we craft crowns on site, eliminating the need for temporary. As proud sponsors of the Thunderbirds, we understand the need for top-notch performance. We're more than just dental care. We're your partners in achieving your best smile.
When you're craving that slow smoke flavor done right here in Winston-Salem, there's only one place to go, Honky Tonk Smokehouse. From tendered pulled pork and fall-off-the-bone ribs to fresh house-made sides, Honky Tonk has it all. Not a meat lover? They've got delicious vegan options too. And when it's time to party, let Honky Tonk Smokehouse handle the catering and event planning. They'll bring the flavor to you. Stop by 145 Jonestown Road and taste why the locals here can't get enough. Honky Tonk Smokehouse.
All right, we'll get some fan questions here. Troy, I just want to ask you first. This isn't written down, but I know it looks like to me really your first full season in the league. You've played a number of games the last couple of years, but tell us about, this is now your first year that you've been playing a lot of games. Is that more, did you have injuries or were you doing other things? Tell us about that.
I would say it was more of just I wasn't necessarily ready to play at the level. It was a experience thing. It was a reps thing. It was a maturity thing, I would say, because I didn't I didn't play college hockey. So I came right out of juniors and I started working. Actually, for those of you that might know, maybe not, I actually started working as a mechanic at a car garage. I have an interest in cars. Okay. And I did that for a year after my 20 year in juniors. And then I saw that my brother was actually playing on the Danbury team. My brother is a very good hockey player, and I was like, oh, maybe I could come play. I was like, I think I could do this. So I came in, and the guys in Danbury, Billy McCree was the coach at the time. I got nothing but good things to say about him, and he kind of brought me in and really taught me the game. Taught me how to play the game, taught me how to be hard to play against. Speed up the processes and times in which I make decisions and how I make the decisions on the ice. And then it was really just like a learning curve, really big learning curve. I played in the NA3, which is not the best junior league, so it was a huge learning curve to go from there, take a year and a half off, and then come play in the Federal Prospects League. But yeah, so
it's like, to come to his defense, that's a even when you come from college, like there's guys that come in this league now from college or even junior or high level of junior, and there's a time of acclimation, I guess, of how to play the game, and it's a different game, as I said. So I give him a lot of credit there. He battled back, and as I said, that's a tough road to take. But obviously his heart was in it, and he's done a good job. But as I said, everybody just thinks, you come from college, oh geez, I can go play in the Federal Hockey League, and a lot of times you can't. And even if you're a good player in college, it's not as easy as you think. And you look at our league right now, the skill level, the level of talent that we're going to play a team this weekend here. They had two guys that scored 70 points in the East Coast Hockey League last year. So there's a lot of talent in this league. So I give him a lot of credit to fight his hard way he has. And the one thing I think a lot of times too is everybody wants it now. And we talk about that, again, with our team here this year. And players too, they come in here and maybe get traded one time or things don't work out, and I'm gonna quit or something. Well, not every player, and we only hear about Sidney Crosby or the guys that maybe the high echelon players but even those guys sometimes they run into roadblocks during their career, and you got to fight through those things. And so the guys that I watch, the guys who battle through it, I give them a lot of credit because as I said, you got to put your heart into it, and it's not as easy as you think.
Did you play any other sports before hockey, and kind of when did hockey start for you based on other things you were doing?
Hockey was always number one, my main sport. I played hockey and soccer played soccer from the time I was 3 to 7, and I was like, I don't really like soccer. So I started playing football at 7. So I was playing hockey and football for my entire life. When I got to high school, I ran a little bit of track as well, just because my football coach was like, you need to get in shape. So he made me do track in the spring to kind of stay in shape for the summer once football training started back up. But yeah, so track, hockey, football, soccer.
Okay. Coach, this may be more for you here. It's a question about, is there a rule in this league for the length of the stick and how long your stick can be? I know that there is in other leagues. I would assume there is one here. I couldn't tell you what the measurements are, but...
I'm going to have to read the rule book.
too.
You know, at all these
I actually
sticks
don't
now,
know.
a long time ago they had the curve, and and now the back when I played, I won't tell you how long ago, but we used wood sticks, and I try to explain to these guys that every dressing room had a workbench, and guys would spend hours curving their sticks, shaving down the bottom of the stick, cutting it off, the toe off, just hours and hours. And nowadays, these guys get a stick. The only reason they do anything to it is because it's too long, so they'll cut it and it's done. And they tape it and they go. And as I said, it's just a different era. So I know back then, obviously, Bobby Hall brought in the big curve, and everyone, and then they banned it and went to that. I think everyone now, when they come, I think you can't cut them, so they're legal. And as I said, I don't know if there's a length.
I don't think there is a length.
That's tough. I mean, you get a guy like
LaBelle,
or
stick is like 3 feet taller than me.
Or you get a guy like Chara, who played in the NHL a long time. Like that guy's, and then Mikey Mania there, like it looks like a toothpick out there sometimes. So as I said, I don't know if there's an actual anymore.
Another equipment-related question, and this because Binghamton visited our building, not too long ago, and then we went up there, obviously, a couple of weeks ago. But it's a question about, Binghamton changing the gloves, getting warm gloves during the game. They've got staff members running around, and our fans have seen them toss them over the glove, or over the glass, and reheat their gloves or warm them up and get a new pair, whatever it is. And this question simply says, does it make much of a difference to be doing that?
Well, the gloves nowadays are different too. Like for some reason, they get wet pretty fast, and when it gets wet, you don't like to hold the stick as much. So if you look at it now, I think every team's got dryers, and we got. I've been in different organizations where you get the pipe, and you make things yourself, and you put the hair dryers in it. But nowadays they actually have these machines, and if you go to the NHL, like if you watch the NHL game and guys are going down the hallway, they hand the one guy the stick and they throw the 2 gloves over to this guy, and it's just that's the way they do it. So some guys are more picky. Some guys like their gloves maybe a little wetter. But as I said, I think the gloves nowadays they make them very good, but they don't make them to last. And as I said, I think that they break down pretty fast. So that's what I'd say. That's what guys do.
A lot of times too is when the gloves get wet, the top hand on your stick, the tape will get wet too.
Okay.
And it'll get all slimy. It won't feel right.
Okay.
I tell them it's not the gloves; it's what's in the gloves. So that's the key. You know what I mean? Like the golden hands here. Like what I mean? It's trust me, it's not the gloves; it's the hands. It's the hands. Okay.
This question comes from Rebecca, who's not here tonight, but she sent it in, and this is totally out of left field for me, but I'll ask it anyway. Troy says, what was it like growing up in the height of High School Musical and having the same first name as Troy Bolton? I've not seen a second of High School Musical, so I couldn't tell you.
I used to get bullied because everybody knew I didn't like when people would call me Troy Bolton. Yeah. So to get me angry on the playground and during lunchtime at the table, they'd be like, Troy Bolton, or they'd call me Bolton. I'd be like,
I'm gonna have to watch that movie now.
I'd say some things I probably shouldn't say right now.
Now let me put that on my bucket list. I got to go home and watch that movie now.
I think you already sort of answered this one. Maybe it's a different question now that you're playing more full time now. But it says, what would you do if you weren't playing hockey?
Probably either be a mechanic.
Yeah.
I'm actually currently in school online to get a finance degree. I would like to go into financial planning or financial advising. Or, I mean, I coach as well when I'm back home in Connecticut. I'm the head coach of a U12 hockey team. So,
Okay.
you know, a little bit of everything. I definitely will keep my hand in the game for the rest of my life for as long as I can.
Now, who coaches the team when you're not there, or do you coach it in the summertime team?
No, who's coaching the team now is actually, I don't know who my replacement was. I was really close, or I am really close with like the head of the organization.
Okay, cool.
So I think he probably took over and he's just looking after the team while I'm gone.
And this leads right into the next question. What do you do during the off season?
Coach, go to school, because the program I'm in with school, it's not like a semester-based program, it's a trimester, so I'll have 8 weeks of school, and then I'll have a week or 2 weeks off, and then I'll have 8 weeks of school. So that's yearly, or that's year-round, I should say. And so I'll be in school. Occasionally, if one of my buddies or someone I know needs help with their car, I can help them fix their car.
Now, do you do lessons too?
And I do lessons as well. Yeah.
That's the big thing now. Well, and I think in every sport,
Well, there's a lot of money in it.
It's all specified, and you can do lessons, and you know, so it's good.
Yeah. What has been your?
But bingos, that's an old age L rank. You know that there's nothing like playing in bingo, especially when you win in bingo. It's the best.
This says, who is the worst person to room with home and away? So who you live with potentially, and then on the road.
The worst person to room with? I'm not answering that because I'm gonna get
Smart man. I like it.
I think you guys are smart enough to know who.
Yeah. We had a poll. We did this last couple of years, and I think it's 100% was number 6 was always the one that nobody wanted
he's
to room
up
with.
there.
He's right up
He's
there.
up there.
So he's normally unanimous his choice there for that one.
But on the road, I'm always with LaBelle in the hotel, so he's real clean. He's easy to room with. He's actually the one yelling at me to pick up my socks if I leave. I'll leave like a sock or something in the bathroom. He's like, "Pick up your crap. What are you doing?"
All right. We'll go to this next one here. This says, what was your favorite bus trip so far?
I think the most recent one, back home, coming back home from bingo. Although we blew a tire.
Indeed, we did.
But it was funny because like I was kind of dozing off in the back, and I just hear Schnapp yelling up to Boots, and Boots is like, "No, we're fine, we're fine." He's like, "No, we're not." Like everyone's freaking out, and Boots is like, "Oh, we're all right." We weren't all right. It was funny. It was funny.
Just to let everybody know, we're getting new tires. Yep. Okay.
Yep.
And we actually had to move the bus. I had an experience with the bus this weekend too, because we had to move it because we had to put it in one place when we were at the fairgrounds, and Kevin wasn't around, so Holly's husband Steve helped move the bus, and he forgot to turn the. And I'm going to put it right on there, like because I forgot to call him today, because we tried to go out and start the car or the bus today to take it, get new tires, and the battery was dead because he forgot to turn it off. So I'm throwing Steve under the bus right now, okay? But we got her going. She's getting tires on, and we're ready to go.
Question here says, what did you do with your weekend off? And I know you mentioned watching the Super Bowl. Anything else that you guys did this weekend?
Went to the bar.
Okay.
Watch the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Play a little bit of video games.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that's really it. Tried to take some rest days. I do a lot of stretching. I like to stay flexible. Helps with the cardio.
I went and had a nice steak.
Oh, okay.
I went to a restaurant I'd never been to before. It's called Firebirds. I went to Firebirds and had a nice steak at Firebirds. And somebody was gracious enough to give me a gift card there, and I went there, and it was very nice. And thank you for it. But as I said, I had a good time there.
Cool. And the final question, I know we've touched on this a little bit here, but what do you enjoy doing in your downtime, during the season when, I know we talked about the off season, but just during the year, kind of, what do you do in your downtime?
I'm a big Call of Duty guy.
Okay.
Finish strong. Start here. Atrium Health Wake Forest Baptist.
What are you doing, bub?
Just fixing my chair.
You should call Contract Business Solutions.
Good idea. I'll give them a call.
Proudly serving the Piedmont Triad area for over 17 years, Contract Business Solutions partners with leading manufacturers to create innovative, budget-friendly workspaces. From design and layout to delivery and installation, explore our capabilities at cbsworkspaces.com.
Flow Automotive wants your vehicle, and we're currently offering more to keep up with customer demand. You don't even have to buy one from us. Go to flowauto.com and click Sell Trade to get an offer to purchase in minutes. It's that easy. Remember, flowauto.com. We want your car.
And hello, everyone. Welcome back inside the Florence Center. Kendall Grayson with you coming out of our second intermission break. We still have a few more moments, but we hope that you enjoyed the conversation there from the Coach Harry show that was back at Dave & Buster's on Tuesday. And, of course, we'll be at Little Italy coming up for the next show on this coming Tuesday. The full show goes online on Thursdays. You can also find it on our Spotify channel if you just like to listen to the audio. And, of course, we try to bring it to you here for the weekend broadcast as well. And so nearly ready to go for the Culver's third period, but still some time before that happens. So we'll take you through what we've seen so far in tonight's game. And the Thunderbirds fell behind by 2 goals about halfway through the first period. It was an early goal in the power play at 3:53 from Nick McGill-Diaz to make it 1-0. And then Alexander Levkov scored at 9:47 the first period. Shortly thereafter, though, we had goals in about 2.5, 3-minute span. From 9:47, a goal from Levkov to make it 2-0. Roman Kramer getting the Thunderbirds on the board at 10:20 with an assist from Gus Ford and Matt Garcia. And then from 10:20 to 11:05, the next goal was scored, and it was Patrick's Marcinkiewicz to make it 3-1. All that was going on back in the first period, and that is where we still stand. There was no goals scored during the Flow second period. There was, however, a fight in the second period as James Farmer got 5 minutes for fighting in a tilt with De La Savita, and then it was a couple of penalties called against Gus Ford. 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct, and then a 10-minute call against him for abuse of officials. And so Ford is out of the game due to those penalties in the second period. So that's what we saw in the middle frame, as we're nearly ready to go here now with the two teams having returned. And so now we will see the Thunderbirds in their white sweaters here on the road. And they will be moving as they did back in the Pine Tree Tavern first period from the very far side of the building from my vantage point towards me. And so they'll attack towards me here towards the broadcast location in this third and final frame. If you're watching online or if you're listening, you will have them moving left to right in their white sweaters here in this final period of action tonight. And it's the final period of regulation. But as we found out on the Friday night game a few weeks ago when we played, we might need a little bit more. That was the case with the Thunderbirds win on the road against Binghamton. And they'll try to find a come-from-behind win here in the third period. Out-of-town scoreboard report, it's 5-2. Blue Ridge leading Watertown. Tie game 2-2 between Indiana and Danbury. Columbus has a 4-3 advantage on home ice over Baton Rouge. Topeka's got a 2-1 lead on the road against Biloxi. Monroe is leading Athens by a goal at 1-0. And Binghamton and Port Huron, they are tied at 3. Well, they're giving us a few more moments here, and I think they are looking at the ice conditions. They had some non-hockey related events in the building recently. And they have sounded the horn. I think they're going to bring the maintenance crew out to deal with a spot of ice just out in front of the Zamboni doors. And so they're trying to get likely some standing water. I can't completely tell from where I am, but it's a squeegee that's out there, and I think they're just trying to move some standing water out of the way. Water does typically build in this building, it seems like, as the ice down here, it's been a little bit choppy, I think, this season, and so I think they're just making sure that we didn't have any problems once we got the play going. But this is not going to delay us for very long because the teams are at the logo at center ice, 5-on-5 to begin this third and final period of regulation time tonight. And so nearly ready to go. Each goaltender is back in position. And they give a point to each goaltender and say, are you ready to play? The answer is yes. And they drop the puck at center ice, and the Culver's third period is underway. Emer Razalov plays it quickly for the IceCats out towards the neutral zone. And they'll have to hold on to it and try to work from there. Now towards center. And it's stopped at the blue line by Josh LaBelle. It's moved down the rink, and this is going to be called for an icing. And so we have a stoppage with 19:38 left to play in our Culver's third period following the icing. Hungry fans, nothing beats a Culver's Butterburger, fresh, never frozen beef, seared to perfection and served on a lightly buttered toasted bun. Stop by Culver's at 2973 Fair Lawn Drive in Winston-Salem today. Culver's, welcome to delicious. So look to regroup and do it again here. And down it goes, and we're back. So we'll try to find it with a defensive zone face-off for the Thunderbirds. Far side of the building. And we'll see if Twin City can track it down. They have LaBelle play out towards Connor Craig. Here goes Craig with it. Throws one wide of the goal. Parker Rutherford. IceCats have it. Could be a break up the ice. In front they go. They'll fire one. Great save made by Boris Babic. I think he got that one with the elbow as he threw his arm at it, trying to stop that advance down the rink. And he certainly made a nice save there, no matter what it bounced off of. And so that keeps us in this 2-goal game, with the Thunderbirds down by a score of 3-1. IceCats holding on to it in the defensive territory as they start to make their way out to center. By the way, here in the building, as we went to break, the shots on goal were 26-9. Now in the building, you're showing 41-12. So I'll update that on the score log at the top of the screen if you're watching on the video side of things. I just go with what's being shown in the building, but I told you they made some major adjustments during the first intermission, and it appears they did the same during the second intermission. So 41-12 is now what it's showing, and we'll try to get that for you corrected here soon. Thunderbirds holding on to it. They look to drag it out towards the blue line here in the Culver's third period. Given away, though. Chance for Pee Dee in front of the goal, and a back check there from Farmer, and it's found and thrown off the glass by Roman Creamer. Back the other way, though. They go across the crease with it. They fire one as Boris Babic went spinning around doing the cartwheel. And he got a piece of this one. The Thunderbirds players are slapping their sticks in front of the boards there over the bench. And that's an indication to me that he got that one. It was very tough to tell from here if he got a piece of it. But somehow he must have made an incredible save on that opportunity. He went cartwheeling around, had his legs completely high in the air, spinning, and made the save. Thunderbirds here on side now. All of a sudden it's Schnapp back behind the net. Farmer in on goal. It's blocked though, as they try to get it back. Schnapp stole it away at center and then dropped it down the other way. So it's back behind the goal of Rutherford. And we'll see if Harwell can take it aside. He's out there on the forecheck. 3 minutes gone by in period number 3. Here's Bedard. And it goes by Salak. Here's Harwell trying to steal away from the goaltender, and then he skated between the goaltender and the post, but unable to hold the zone there. Thunderbirds will get it again, though, as they take it aside in the defensive territory. Now it's Troy Harwell trying to flip it ahead with speed, but it was taken aside from Salak as one of the IceCats dropped down there over the blue line. That's an indication that, again, the ice is probably not in great shape, as he went down all by himself there. Popped right back up, though. That was Vadim Frolov. Twin City takes control here, back behind the goal. With 16-15 left to play in the third period. Thunderbirds officially, again, being outshot 41-12. They'll look to play it ahead. Here in the near side corner, we'll see if Keeley can track this one down. Big collision back behind the goal. And it rolls in front. And Keeley still chopping at it. Trying to play it away from Jordan Popoff. Now it's in the near side again. Craig shooting one. It's off the mask of Rutherford. He's got it. Makes a save. And so that gives us a brief break in the action with 15:48 left to go in the Culver's third period. Hey, Thunderbirds fans, got a sweet tooth? Well, Culver's fresh frozen custard is rich, creamy, and made in small batches all day, every day. Swing by Culver's at 2973 Fairlawn Drive in Winston-Salem and check out today's flavor. Culver's, welcome to delicious. Offensive zone face-off for Gus Ford, and so that's an indication that that has also been corrected on the score sheet during the break, as they'll fire one wide of the net here, but that's been showing ever since he took the penalty as a game misconduct. And so my guess is they've corrected that to show just a 10-minute misconduct penalty and not the game misconduct penalty, because he's obviously back and playing here in the third period. And I take a look at it, and it's still showing as abusive officials game misconduct. So again, Ford is playing here, but that must have been changed. Here's Kramer with a chance, in on goal, way back behind the net, looks to fire near side post. He almost made that happen. That puck got stopped just along the near side post. Does a great job to hold the line here. Ford in on goal, shut down though by Rutherford with a great save. Well, a nice chance, a couple of them, as Kramer worked his way around the zone. I mentioned nearly jammed it home on the near side post, and then was able to jump high in the air, make a difficult play to hold the line, and then find his teammate Gus Ford, who was open. And a good spot there from the hash marks, but a save made on him by Rutherford. Offensive end face-off. Thunderbirds win it here. Beyond Denke run into Keeley goes down. And out towards center they go with it. Trapped along the line though, pushed ahead by Jacob Schnapp. Wilson has it behind the goal. And zips a pass along the near side boards, eventually found by Timur Razilov. Razilov will fire it ahead in from center. And we'll see if the Thunderbirds can locate it here. Still with the IceCats with 14:37 left to go in period three. And so he will jump up here aggressively, look to take it away with Garcia. And back behind the line it goes. Pee Dee has it. They go to the far side there. Good pressure from Yuri Pastuka trying to take it away. Timur Razilov goes up the wing. He fires a pass the red line. Turnover though. Pastuka has it once more. And he slides it slowly back to James Farmer. There goes Hanley. Hanley, stride for stride, steps over the line. They bump it across the zone quickly. Cunningham with a nice shot and a save. And so that'll send us to our media timeout. The first one of this Culver's third period. We'll take it. We'll step aside and be right back. The Thunderbirds looking for a come-from-behind win here, but they trail by 2. It's 3-1. Twin City Thunderbirds hockey.
Flow Offer to Purchase makes it easy for you to generate an appraisal for a vehicle online in under 5 minutes. You can confidently use Flow Offer to Purchase to determine your vehicle's trade-in value or to get a real offer to sell it to us. Here at Flow, we've always had a transparent, interactive appraisal process that our customers love. We developed our Flow Offer to Purchase tool to offer you that same great experience online or through our Flow Garage app anytime, anywhere. Using Flow Offer to Purchase is simple. Either enter your license plate number or VIN, and the system will pull up basic information about your vehicle. Some vehicles have options or extras that need to be selected in order to pull an accurate value. Then just tell us about the current condition of a few things like your tires, dents and scratches, or mechanical issues. From there, a real offer on your vehicle, whether you buy from us or not, is just a click away. Just a heads up, our staff will check over your vehicle to ensure your Flow Offer to Purchase is accurate. Your satisfaction is our priority. Flow Automotive dealerships have processed tens of thousands of vehicles using Flow Offer to Purchase, which has resulted in buying many thousands of cars from customers. Try Flow Offer to Purchase for free today. You can access this tool by clicking Sell Trade on flowauto.com or your dealer site by starting the Sell Trade dialog in the center of the homepage.
offensive zone faceoff following the media timeout as we're back. Thunderbirds holding on to it here. Looking to play along the near side boards is Jan Salak. Salak spinning around on the near side corner. Then he looks to pass it high in the zone to Cade Hanley. But it's grabbed and played forward by the IceCats. Thunderbirds get it again. And they got room to work it out through center. As Corey Cunningham tried to throw a check there. Jordan Popov nearly gave it away to Jan Salak. He's played offside though. Thunderbirds tagging up and likely want to change here quickly anyway. At least on the far side, I think that they can take the advantage here to get one, but they'll ice the puck, and so this will send us to a stoppage. 13:22 left to go now in the Culver's third period. Thunderbirds on the road again next weekend, but the following weekend, home games against Watertown, the only home games in the month of February following this 7-game road trip. Friday, February 27th, Saturday, February 28th. Tickets available now at TwinCityThunderbirds.com. Defensive zone faceoff flying through the air. Was a Thunderbird there, and that got some oohs and ahs from the crowd. That was Corey Cunningham. Now Cunningham looks to play it out towards center. He's got a step. Here we go. Cunningham in on the netminder, steps out in front, and they get back defensively to make a play on him and force him away to the near side. Now, what action there. Here come the IceCats the other way, and they can't get the shot to go to the near side. They'll work it around the zone. No shot from just inside the blue line. Let's see if Twin City can take it away. Goes away from Ford, goes back behind the goal, played here from LaBelle. And LaBelle will look to chip it ahead. He does, pushes it forward, then it's back to him again. And given away, chance for the IceCats. They drive it, but it's back behind the net. Good check there from Connor Craig. And down he goes. They'll look to center in front of the net. Thunderbird still searching for it as Pee Dee still has possession here. They'll control to the far side. They work it high in the zone. In front, save made by Babbitt on a long shot. Shots on goal have not changed. Still showing to us as 41-12 here in the building. Although there has been some shots on net recently, so we got it saved at 41-12 also. On the face-off, the IceCats will get to it. Either way, though, Boris Babbitt once again has had to deal with a lot of shots in a matchup, and as we've seen him do over the last 2 months, as he's not had a night off the last 2 months, he is turning a lot away and really trying to keep his team in the game. They'll center one here in on him, and it's trapped along the post and will stay out. Babbitt sort of got turned around there and tried to pin the far side post to keep that puck out, and he did. So things will reset. It's been all 5-on-5 for the Thunderbirds as they've had some penalty kills, but what I was saying is they've not had a power play opportunity. We've not seen them with a long chance in the zone working a 5-on-4, and so they've been shorthanded a few times tonight. The penalty kill, though, overall has been good. They gave up the first one early there in the first period, but since then it's been pretty good when they've been down a man on the ice. As I said, unfortunately, they've not had their opportunity with the 5-on-4. There's a play off the face-off that IceCats thought they were tripped up. It was Keeley who was able to possess it. He still has it. Keeley has Schnapp with him on side. They drop it in front of the goal, but it goes wide. Here's Garcia to find it. One-timer in on goal. Save made. It's still free. Schnapp chops it in front of the net, rolling free, and they can't cover it. So now Nate Keeley has a chance to play it here. Keeley goes the other way with it and collected as the Thunderbirds will look to play it again, and they do off of a steal. Keeley to Schnapp. Schnapp in front of the goal, centers, and it goes away. It went across the zone as he couldn't get that pass to land. A stick broke in the process from the IceCats. Keeley gets back to it again. I think Schnapp wanted a penalty called there too. It's Nick McGill-Diaz to go forward with a pass. They'll find Patrick Dominick's rather. And they go back to him across the zone. Good takeaway from the Thunderbirds. Gary Pastuca goes ahead to Cunningham. Corey Cunningham tried to stop on the near side, popped up in the air as there was pressure to him. Now he's knocked down to the ice. John Salak strong on it, still with it. Salak works his way slowly along the boards, back behind the goal, trying to center off the backhand, and Cunningham had it briefly, then it was swatted away, fouled by Pastuca, throws in front, Hanley, a shot, oh, and it went in, no, they say this hit both posts and stays out. Cade Hanley nearly scoring for the Thunderbirds, and that would have been his first goal of the season and first of his career officially. He has 8 assists, but that close to his first one as it goes off of both the posts squarely, and somehow this remains a 2-goal deficit at 3-1. Lifted in from the neutral zone as we cross over the halfway point in the Culver's third period. 9 minutes, 57 seconds left. Found here by Josh LaBelle, down behind the goal line. Roman Kramer to it, looks to fire it out towards center. It's blocked, and they'll throw it wide of the goal here. Kramer looking to chase it back down. Flipping it ahead along the red line, and back for the IceCats to control it. They'll flip it slowly through the neutral zone. Goes by LaBelle, but it's found by Craig, and then moved away from Connor Craig. Behind the net, Pee Dee looking to center here. They lead it 3-1 on home ice. They'll shoot a long one, and they got a tip there, but it goes wide of the goal as Babick looked to paddle it away. And it drops down eventually in the corner. Down here by Twin City. And Josh LaBelle, Roman Kramer, ahead he goes to find Ford, rolling, but he settles it and couldn't shoot it towards the goal. Pressure to him, they got to hit up high. Penalty's going to be called here. And Ford slow to rise. Let's hope he's all right as he got tangled up, and interference is going to be the penalty. I think this may also send us to a media timeout, and they do make the announcement. And so this is going to send us to a media timeout, but when we come back, the Thunderbirds will have their first power play of the night, looking to get on the scoreboard again. They're down 3-1. We'll step aside and be right back. Twin City Thunderbirds hockey.
2 pillows, endless possibilities. At Cotton & Crate, we make it easy to refresh your home season after season. Our 18x18 and 12x20 pillow sizes pair perfectly with our seasonal collections of interchangeable covers, so you can refresh your style anytime without cluttering up your closet. We're proud to team up with the Twin City Thunderbirds, celebrating hometown spirit and the comfort of home on and off the ice. Thunderbirds fans, enjoy $5 off your order at cottonandcrate.com with the code TBIRDS 5 off. Cotton & Crate, 2 pillows, endless possibilities.
Maple Chase Golf and Country Club offers the best in recreational amenities in the Triad. Come enjoy a meal at the Pine Brook Bar and Grill, relax by our pool and cabana, and gear up at the Pro Shop while sharpening your skills on our 9,000 square foot putting green, and play around on our 18-hole Ellis Maples designed championship golf course. You can find out more at maplechasecc.com. That's maplechasecc.com.
All right, here we go. 9 minutes, 1 second remaining in the Culver's third period. Thunderbirds to the power play, and they've won the face-off in the attacking area. Critical moments here. Josh LaBelle, he tries to flip it ahead off a deflection. It will go up and out of play, and so we now have 1:49. 11 seconds gone by on this man advantage. Twin City on the power play this season, looking to score for the 28th time, 18.2% on the man advantage. And so in search of power play goal 28 here. Face-off victory once more. Keeley, Cunningham, back to LaBelle, and he'll find Cunningham once again. Corey Cunningham, Schnapp, high in the zone to Josh LaBelle. Near side now, Roman Kramer loads up, doesn't fire though. Gives it right back to LaBelle, slap shot blocked. Didn't make it to the net. One-timer save made by Rutherford. And so some quick movement there on the power play in the attacking area. A couple of more shots go on the board for the Thunderbirds. Now officially 41-15 are being outshot. 41-14 as I say that. They take one off. See if Keeley can win another one. This time we'll have to battle for it. Kramer along the near side of the circle. Back and forth. White sweaters converging, and they'll win the battle. LaBelle finds Jacob Schnupp, shoots it. Save made, rebounds there. They're trying to find it. And the IceCats will get to it, and no clear. So Pee Dee puts it down the ice on the penalty kill. Roman Kramer goes back with Josh LaBelle. LaBelle finds in the defensive territory with 1:07 now left to go on the man advantage. Here's Gus Ford, who drew the penalty. Stops in the corner as he's run into. They'll move it around the zone. Boutita to LaBelle. LaBelle fires wide of the goal. It goes. Stays onside though. Abdella interference. At 10:56, the time of the penalty. Down into the corner to Ford. He's being held up here. Finding it though, Cunningham. Ford still trying to work his stick free. Cunningham plays. Jan Salak. Salak goes high in the zone to find LaBelle, who's open at the point. On the power play, Salak had his head up. And they almost left the zone, but he regathered it. Quickly across the zone, that pass is picked off. Here they go shorthanded the other way. And they'll chip it in front of the net. At least they tried to, but Twin City was ready for it. Goes back towards Ford with 17 seconds remaining on the 5-on-4. Twin City down by 2. Back to the neutral zone after it was briefly played onside by John Boutita. Thunderbirds looking to track it down. Salak holding on to it. Here we go. In front. They try to get a one-timer. Rebound. And down went Boutita. He's struggling to rise. Meanwhile, the IceCats bring it the other way. Boutita limping towards the bench. They shoot one. They score. And it's 4-1. 6:49 left to play in the third. Well, that's a tough one to give up for this group after having the power play opportunity on one side, unable to strike. And shortly after that, down the rink the other way, a goal scored by the IceCats to increase their lead to 3. We're back. Thunderbirds possess the puck following the center ice face-off. As it's Dominic Marcinkiewicz with the goal at 13-11, even strength scoring play. And they announce it now. Meanwhile, Babic makes a long save and gives it a squeeze to bring us to another stoppage in the game. So it's a 3-goal spread here. And we'll see if the Thunderbirds can find some offense late in this matchup. They're going to need some serious goal production here in the final minutes to claw their way back into it. Important weekend here with the 3 games. Certainly don't want to start with a loss here on Friday, and then it puts you in a box where you really feel you must win the next 2. Here's Keeley. Keeley, top of the far side circle, back in behind the goal to Rutherford, who played it with a goal stick. And then the IceCats able to get through the pressure, and they zip it out to Logo. They'll move it ahead. Here's Dion Demke. Demke from the side of the circle, out to the neutral zone. They got a one-man change. Now we got a wrestling match here, back behind the play. Demke is wrapped up, and they're going to fight. Gloves will come off here. This is right below us. And they'll break it up. It was Abdella who wrapped up Demke and started throwing punches. And those two were down the ice together, sort of wrestling around. And they stand up, a few punches each way. Another stoppage with 5:59 now left to go in regulation. All right, so we'll see if there's any extra penalties after that or if it's just the 5 minutes fighting each way. Defensive zone face-off for the IceCats. Jan Salak will be on the other side of the dot here, looking to win this one here in the attacking area. Down by 3 goals. And and they call this right off the face-off, and they called a hand pass in the, no, they called a penalty here. And by the way, Cap, the medic for the Thunderbirds, just jogged across the ice. He's going to visit with Dion Demke in the penalty box. And I thought they were just calling that a hand pass, but the gesture given by the official, this is going to put the Thunderbirds on a power play. Let's see what it is. Closing the handle of the puck, maybe? It's a face-off violation. That's how it's announced. All right. So now it's a power play again for the Thunderbirds. Gus Ford holding on to it. They pressure him. And the far side played here by Pastuca. But Butita looking for it as he got knocked down there. At least he was stumbling. I think he ended up staying on his skates. Then Salak was pounded from behind. And the penalty call here quickly. And now it'll be a 5-on-3. 1 minute 41 seconds on the original penalty. So 1 minute 41 seconds of a 5-on-3 here with the Thunderbirds down 4-1. Let's see if they can find one here quickly. They've won the face-off, and here we go. LaBelle sends near side to move it to Ford. Here's Ford. LaBelle fires. Blocked in front, though. I think it went off of Salak. Didn't mean to do it, but it hit him. Here's Gus Ford on the 5-on-3. Gave a pass, got it back. Looks, wants to fire, passes down low. They center, and the pass goes just wide. Kramer moved it to LaBelle, then it's back to Kramer. They'll pressure him in the corner. Kramer off the backhand, finds Josh LaBelle across. Ford couldn't fire though. They got in the shooting lane. Now he looks, shoots one, goes wide of the net. It's Kramer back behind the goal line. They pressure him. They look to clear. The IceCats will have room, and they'll skate it out here on the 5-on-3 disadvantage. And so quick changes being made as the Thunderbirds are looking to get to it here and regroup on this 5-on-3 in the attacking area. They'll find it. Now drifting back to the near side. Ford unable to hold the line, so it's back to center. We've got 4.5 minutes to play in the game. And half a minute remaining on the 5-on-3. Back on side, Butita near side. One timer, they score! Roman Kramer! It's 4-2. Really nice pass across the zone to create that space for Kramer to shoot, and he's got both of the Thunderbirds' goals tonight. It's his 14th of the season, 57th of his career. One penalty will come off the board, so now it's working to a conventional 5-on-4. With 43 seconds left to go on that penalty as we look to reset things for you here. Face off the logo at center. Down he goes. They chop it down the rink. And the Thunderbirds will go back to play it. Roman Kramer from John Butita and Nate Keeley. At 15:40 of this Culver's third period on the power play. Nice play. Very good pass from Butita to zip it over to Kramer to give him his second of the game. Here we go again. Keeley centers in front. They couldn't get the shot to go as it was back behind Schnapp. So it's a Danny Zychik tripping minor. Now they've got a chance the other way, though. Nearly out of the box, just 10 seconds left on the 5-on-4 now. That the IceCats are killing off. One more clear. Down it goes in on Boris Babic, and that is going to do it for the power play. Thunderbirds score 5-on-3. And now it's a 2-goal game again at 4-2. In front off a turnover, and they just shut it down there. The play to Pastuca. That one took a nice bounce right to the stick of Yuri Pastuca, who shot it forward and nearly was able to put it here on the near side post. Meanwhile, down the rink, they'll bring this one firing on Babic, and he makes a save. And so that is going to take us to our final media timeout of this third period, and we will take it. We have 3 minutes, 10 seconds left to play, and the Thunderbirds are down by 2 goals at 4-2. We'll be right back with more Twin City Thunderbirds hockey.
Looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate around Winston-Salem and the Triad? Meet Jennifer Sapp, your trusted local realtor. With nearly 30 years of deep experience, Jennifer specializes in everything from historic homes and remodels to investment properties, college town housing, and short sales. She's known for honesty, integrity, and making the process as stress-free as possible. Ready to make your move? Call 336-782-3148 or visit jensapprealty.com today.
Did you know that not changing your engine oil can result in engine failure? Regular oil changes can extend the life of your engine and reduce the risk of engine failure. Schedule your next oil change on the Flow Garage app. The more you know with Flow.
Defensive zone face-off for the Thunderbirds following the final media timeout of the third period. They'll tie up for it, trying to find it here. We have 3 minutes and 7 seconds left to go in regulation time. And Twin City tonight behind enemy lines, down by 2. They'll swing the pass across the rink, and it's trapped along the center ice red line. Turnover. LaBelle has it now. Josh LaBelle flips it into an open corner as Gus Ford will look to chase it down. Salak finds it. Here's Jan Salak. And he gets taken down, stands back up, and the IceCats will drive it out towards the neutral zone. Shots are now 45-19. And we only have now 2.5 left to play in tonight's game. Here in the third period. It's Gus Ford. Plays it onside. They'll swat it away from him. A check applied by Salak. Empty net now as you hear the oohs and ahs. They got Boris Babik off the ice, and so now the Thunderbirds playing 6-on-5 hockey. Pee Dee guilty of icing, though. So that creates an offensive zone faceoff. I see head coach Steve Harrison. He's calling for his timeout here. He's signaling across the ice that he wants to use it, and so they haven't seen him yet. And now I think they'll point and grant the timeout to the Thunderbirds and Coach Harrison. So the Thunderbirds allowed a goal here in the third period. Dominic Marcinkiewicz, but then an answer on the power play from Roman Kramer. Kramer has each of the Thunderbirds' 2 goals tonight. 15:40 was the time of his second goal tonight, assisted by John Butita and Nate Keeley. Shots are officially, by the way, 45-19, so it was 16-5 in the first period. They've updated it to show 23-7 in the second period. But the Thunderbirds are out shooting the IceCats at a small margin at 1 shot. It's 7-6 in this third period here in the Culver's third period. So it's a 2-goal game. Out-of-town scoreboard reports 7 goals on the board for Blue Ridge against Watertown. They lead at 7-3. Tie game 2-2 with Indiana and Danbury. Columbus hosting Baton Rouge, leading 5-4. Topeka with a 3-1 lead over Biloxi. Monroe leading Athens 1-0 in the second period. And Binghamton on the road leading Port Huron 4-3. All right, it's critical time now. The net is empty. And Twin City with an offensive zone face-off here. Trying to get on the board once again. The timeout is over. Net is still empty, 6-on-5, and it's chopped out of the zone. LaBelle will have to skate this back. Found by the IceCats. They'll fire, and they miss the net. Comes back out to center. Delayed offside, though, and it's blocked. And found by LaBelle once more. So now we have 2 minutes left to play in the Culver's third period. Salak carries it onside, bouncing around, rolls freely. They'll look to fire here, and they center it, but it's dealt with by Rutherford. And so it's another save in tonight's game for the goaltender, number 30, Parker Rutherford. Offensive zone face-off here with the net empty. They'll fire a one-timer with LaBelle, and that just missed, as they were able to move it around the zone quickly. Rolling in front. Thunderbirds look to find it. IceCats have it. And they'll look to shoot into an empty net from center. They do, and it hits the post. And it stays out. Gus Ford looking to get it back here with Jan Salak. We're in the defensive zone. We have 1:27 left to play in the third. Turnover, they fire, and it's blocked again. Goes wide. Another shot. Blocked. They look to chop it in. Finally found by the Thunderbirds. They couldn't leave the zone with it. Another shot there that goes wide of the goal. Pee Dee firing here in the offensive zone despite the 6-on-5 disadvantage, and Twin City will miss the passage center as they make changes. This is blocked and played by Ford. 1 minute. There's the call. We've got 1 minute left to go. Out to Schnapp. Onside, Pastuca no. They'll call this back for an offside of the blue line. And so that brings us to a break with 54.5 left to go. We're still playing 6-on-5 hockey here. Twin City has won the last 4 in a row against the IceCats, but in danger of dropping this one and in danger of being passed by the IceCats in the standings. If that's the case, though, when it's all said and done tonight, the Thunderbirds will have an opportunity tomorrow night to jump them right back. As Demke and his counterpart out of the box after the Fighting Majors. Still some time left. Nearly a minute. Net is empty. Extra attacker hockey. And Nate Keeley wins the face-off, and it goes to Marcinkiewicz. Shoot, scores. And it's a 5-2 lead with 49.5 seconds to play. So that will likely do it tonight. And Twin City will fall here in the opening game of the weekend. Face off at center ice following the goal. We're back. Corey Cunningham holding on to it. And they'll announce the goal to Dominic Marcinkiewicz. Birds go looking for it onside. Babbitt's back in the goal, and he'll stay there with his 3-goal spread at 5-2. Over the goal line it goes with 25 seconds remaining. Turnover. Slap shot from Farmer, blocked in front of the goal. Thunderbirds looking for one late here. They'll try to score for the third time, but they will not have enough. They'll run out of time tonight. Looking for a late one still, though, with Harwell. Chopped down to center. 10 seconds left to go. Pee Dee with a chance here in the final seconds, back behind the goal of Babbitt. Big hit down behind the goal line. We might have a scrum here. And several players come together. Troy Harwell involved as he tackled someone down. Trying to get everyone separated. The game has ended, and Pee Dee has won it. The final score is 5-2. And so now we're just waiting on everyone to break away as we had a heavy hit there. And I think this is really going to boil over into tomorrow as we saw the physicality really ramped up in this game, and you could tell it feels like a playoff series. That's what you'll get with the 3 games, and they're all very important. And so this is, kind of talked about it during the week of the importance of these 3 games. And with the team that's right next to you in the standings and now in front of you in the standings, this team, the Thunderbirds, they're going to have to find an answer behind enemy lines on the road here tomorrow night. And what will be, to that point, the most important game of the entire season. And they have to treat it that way. And they will. But they will give it everything they have here tomorrow, trying to bounce back from this loss here on Friday night to begin the weekend. So we will step aside. For our audio listeners, we will have a break about the same time as a typical media timeout, roughly 90 seconds, and then we will go to our post-game show to recap tonight's game. But the Thunderbirds dropped this one, with the final score being 5-2. And so we'll step aside and come back to recap it and give you the post-game show here following this Culver's third period. 5-2 the final. We'll be right back with the post-game show, Twin City Thunderbirds hockey.
Flo Cadillac is a proud sponsor of the Thunderbirds. Visit 1400 South Stratford Road for a free test drive. Or go online to flowcadillac.com to schedule a sales or service appointment.
All right, welcome back inside the Florence Center for the postgame show after this 5-2 loss for the Thunderbirds to open play here on the weekend. They were outshot 46-19. They dropped the game by a final score of 5-2. And each goal in the game for Twin City scored by Roman Kramer. Kramer able to net his 13th and then 14th goals of the season, 56th and 57th of his FPHL career here in his 114th career game. And as we talk about career games, Yuri Pastuka in game number 450 tonight as he hit a milestone. Dion Demke also in his 50th game in his career this evening. And so Thunderbirds dropped this game. We'll go to the post-game show now and let you know what it looked like on the score sheet. It was back-to-back goals in the first period from the IceCats, with Nick McGill-Diaz scoring at 3:53 on the power play. Timur Razilov and Alex Levkov with the assists on the goal. Power play scoring play at 3:53. Levkov then scored on his own and went from the secondary assist on the first goal to the score sheet himself with a goal at 9:47 of that first period. So it was 2-0 at that point. Zajac and Razilov on the assist. And then Roman Kramer gets on the board with an even strength scoring play at 10:20. Gus Ford and Matt Garcia with the assist on that goal. So it's 2-1 at that point, but then quickly thereafter from 10:20 to 11:05, a very quick answer from Patrick's Marcinkiewicz. The Marcinkiewicz brothers are all over the score sheet tonight, and Patrick's Marcinkiewicz gets one to make it 3-1. Thunderbirds are outshot 16-5 in the first period. We go to the second period. There are no goals scored in the second period. And shots on net favored the IceCats 23-7. We go to the final period tonight. And Dominik Marcinkiewicz gets a goal at 13-11. Even strength scoring play to make it 4-1. Roman Kramer scored a 5-on-3 power play goal with a really nice pass from John Butita. They were moving around the zone pretty nicely there on the power play. Butita got over to Kramer. And Nate Keeley with the secondary assist on the scoring play. So 15:40 the time of the goal for Roman Kramer, his second of the night. And that would be the final scoring play this evening for the Thunderbirds. The final goal overall was scored into an empty net from Dominik Marcinkiewicz. And so he had a 2-goal game tonight. Houston Wilson got the assist on that empty net goal at, again, 19-11 of the third period. Thunderbirds outshot the IceCats 8-7 in the third. And they were outshot overall at 46-20. And still showing 46-19 here in the building, but 46-20 overall. The shots on goal margin for the game tonight. So again, Twin City drops this when the final score is 5-2. Boris Babic was good in goal. Unfortunately, had to be tested several times this evening, and he made some good saves all throughout the night to really just keep his team in it until right there in the final moments when Pee Dee certainly put it away with that empty net goal. But Babic tonight with 41 saves on 45 shots that he faced. And again, showing his 46 here in the building, but he wasn't in the goal for the empty netter, obviously, so it's 41 on 45 for the total 46 shots on goal this evening for the IceCats. Before we go off the air, we will have one last look at the out-of-town scoreboard report, and here's what it looks like live in our final look. Monroe leading Athens 2-0 in the second period. Topeka has a 2-goal lead on the road at 3-1 against Biloxi. Columbus with a 3-goal lead on home ice at 7-4 as they're in a matchup this evening with Baton Rouge, leading Baton Rouge 7-4. Tie game 2-2, Indiana and Danbury in the third period. Blue Ridge has gone into double digits tonight against Watertown. Watertown has some goals with 4 of them, but Blue Ridge has 10 goals on the board, and they're outscoring Watertown 10-4. Binghamton on the road, leading Port Huron by 2 goals at a 5-3 margin, and so they've got a 2-goal advantage there. So that's what it looks like for us on the out-of-town scoreboard report for tonight. Home games coming up finally at the end of the month on February 27th and February 28th, both those nights presented by Huntington. And we do have a programming note to bring you for the Friday night game. Anyone attending, that game was originally scheduled at 7:35. There's a conflicting event there across the street on Wake Forest campus, and so it'll be a 7:05 start on that Friday. So that Friday game at the end of the month will begin at 7:05 instead of 7:35, and of course the 6:05 start time for the next night. So that's what's coming up at the end of the month. What's coming up tomorrow, here's the games on the schedule. Binghamton plays a road game against Port Huron. Indiana will play a road game against Danbury. Columbus plays host to Baton Rouge. Monroe plays host again to Athens. Once again, we're right back here, same time at 7:15. And Blue Ridge will host Watertown at 7:30 Eastern, the time of their game. So that's it for our post-game show and for the broadcast tonight. However you may have tuned in tonight, folks, if you are watching on YouTube or Facebook, if you're listening on WTOB Radio, we certainly would like to say thank you for doing so. Thank you for making Thunderbirds hockey part of your night, part of your weekend. And we'll come right back here again tomorrow night, and we'll see if the Thunderbirds can bounce back from this opening loss of the weekend. It's a 7:15 puck drop, so that will mean a 7 o'clock pregame show. And we'll talk again then. But thanks again, everyone, for tuning in. Kendall Grayson signing off from the Florence Center tonight, where Roman Kramer scores a couple of goals, but it's not enough. And the final score is Pee Dee 5 and Twin City 2. Until tomorrow night, thanks for tuning in. Good night from Florence.